Test, 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 test. Test, 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 test.
Nichols looking for Keenan Webb, has a step on the receiver, and it's good at the 10, 5, touchdown, Guthrie Blue Jays. And the Guthrie Blue Jays are state champions for the first time in school history, and they are celebrating on the field.
The following is a production of Guthrie Football, 4-time state champions.
Staley gets the snap. He's running with it left side. Touchdown, Blue Jays. Guy Staley and the Blue Jays regain the lead.
Next time that I talk to you, I will be talking to the greatest team in Guthrie High School history.
The Blue Jays are looking to add yet another gold ball made of Guthrie blue.
Ryan Dutton takes the snap, and there you have it. The 2011 Class 5A state champions are your very own Guthrie Blue Jays for the third time in school history, and they have dashed onto the field. Motion to the left side. They run to the left side with Alexander across the 5 to the 1. Touchdown, Ida Alexander. And for the fourth time in school history, the Guthrie Blue Jays are your Class 5A state champions, and strike up the band one final time.
One thing that will never be replaced is MTXE. Mental toughness, extra effort.
It's being determined to win in the face of all odds, all obstacles, and coming together as a unit to accomplish that.
Year after year, the Blue Jay offense is amongst the most prolific offenses in all of Class 5A.
Option reverse to Callens. Callens looking for throw. Wide open. Blaze Hastings, can they connect? He does. Touchdown, Blue Jays. Reverse pass, and the Blue Jays are on the board. Strike up the band.
It's that time again. It's time for Blue Jay football.
Hit hard. Landry Chapel gets every Blue Jay fan off their seat.
It's now.
Strike up the band.
On the Guthrie Radio Network.
Guthrie football. Open up minds. It's time to go.
Launch authorization received. Counting sequence initiated.
3, 2, 1.
Guthrie Football 2018 is brought to you by Interbank, strengthening our communities through community banking. Golden Chick, the original and still the best. Terra Insure Group, insuring your world. John Vance Auto Group, where it's comfortable to buy a car. Guthrie North Church, love God, love people, follow Jesus. Mercy Hospital, Logan County, your life is our life's work. And Eskridge Chevrolet, a name you can trust for over 50 years. Guthrie Blue Jay Football is also brought to you by F&M Bank, Signal Financial Management, Guthrie Tag Agency, A-Team Overhead Door, Nelson Monument Company, Hayes Funeral Home, Sonic at I-35 and Highway 33, and Merritt Roberts Farm Bureau, Oklahoma.
Welcome to Guthrie Football. The following is a production of Guthrie Football, spanning across the Blue Jay Radio Network.
Throws it up for Dante Foster in a triple coverage. Oh my goodness! Are you kidding me?
Now, let's go live to the stadium with the voice of the Blue Jays, Chris Evans, and tonight's Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show.
What a start to the 2018 high school football season. Tonight, the Guthrie Blue Jays look to go 3-0 with another home destination inside Chelsma Stadium. Welcome to Guthrie Blue Jay football. I'm Chris Evans. This is the Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show for tonight's contest between the Guthrie Blue Jays and the Ponca City Wildcats. Join me here in a few minutes with the call of the game will be Casey Porter, Phil Nichols, and Craig Fleck. Thanks for joining us on the network on Hot 93.7 FM and online at Guthrie Sports Page, Guthrie News Page, and the Guthrie News Page mobile app. The Blue Jays have opened up the season with 2 dominant wins over Enid and Shawnee. Now, the Jays are facing a third straight and final 6A ball club on the year. Ponca City enters the game with an 0-1 record after dropping their game last week to Enid 20-13. The Wildcats are led by first-year head coach Scott Harmon as they look to build for the future. Still more to come as we count you down to kickoff. You're listening to the Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show on the Blue Jay Radio Network.
I'm Brian Sturkle with Interbank. You can bank on Guthrie's home team, the banking professionals at Interbank. Our decision makers and the people who serve you work closely together to provide responsible service and personal attention. We appreciate your business and look forward to seeing our friends in Guthrie and the surrounding communities at the Blue Jay football games. We're located at 224 East Oklahoma, or you can reach us by phone at 282-0470. Interbank, in it for you. Member FDIC.
For
For decades, Guthrie Athletics has been a source of pride in the Guthrie community. Hi, I'm Merritt Roberts, and I've been a Blue Jay supporter and Farm Bureau agent for many, many years. I want to wish all the Guthrie student athletes not only a great season on the field, course, track, or court, but in the classroom as well. If integrity, honesty, and accessibility are important to you, call Farm Bureau at 620-4920 and ask for Merritt. I would welcome the opportunity to give you a professional evaluation of your insurance needs, or simply stop by and let's talk about the Jays.
Have you heard the big news here in Guthrie? You know the Guthrie Tag Agency is your local source for all your vehicles, boats, ATVs, trailers, titles, registrations, and of course driver's license renewals and replacements. But now, the Guthrie Tag Agency helps with driver's road tests. That's right, take your road test right here in Guthrie. No more trips to Edmond or Stillwater or Enid. Call and schedule your appointment at 282-3873. Guthrie Tag Agency, open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and on Saturdays from 9 to noon.
Accepting the loss of a loved one is the hardest thing we will ever have to do. At Nelson Monument Company, formerly Warren Monument Company, we aim to make selecting a memorial an easy and healing process. With our compassionate service, state-of-the-art design software, and our new and improved facility, we offer the best overall experience in the industry. Nelson Monument Company, located at 5305 South Division Street in Guthrie. Give us a call at 405-282-3220.
Hi, this is Asa Nelson, and from our family to yours, we would be honored to gain your trust.
Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show continues on Hot 93.7 FM. The Guthrie Blue Jays for the third straight week will be challenged by a 6A school. So far, so good. The Jays enter tonight's game with a convincing 2-0 record. Guthrie has racked up a 57-19 win over Enid, and last week a 42-7 win over Shawnee. Meanwhile, Ponca City limps into Jelsma Stadium with an 0-1 record following last week's close loss to Enid, 20-13. Ponca City has found the win column just 9 times in the past 5 seasons, and wins may be hard to come by this season. But the program brought in head coach Scott Harmon over the summer and has drawn some excitement. Harmon, who is tied for 5th all-time in interceptions at Oklahoma State University, is a proven winner everywhere he has gone, including a 2016 state championship at Harmony. In Week 1, Harmon and the Wildcats nearly got the win, but saw Enid rally to take the victory away late in the fourth quarter. The Blue Jays have dominated this series by winning 7 of the last 8 meetings, including last year's 48-0 win inside the Rock. The Guthrie defense will look to continue its dominant ways. In their 2 games, the defense has found 9 turnovers and has taken 6 of those back for scores. Coming up shortly, Eskridge Chevrolet's keys to the game and the Mercy Health Report. This is the Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show.
Hey, Blue Jay fans, Eskridge Chevrolet is a proud supporter of Guthrie High School sports. This season, Eskridge Chevrolet at I-35 in Guthrie is cheering you the whole way and will help you score a game-winning deal in getting the new or used vehicle that you need. Don't worry about your credit history. Eskridge Chevy can get you approved. Come see us at Eskridge Chevrolet, just a short drive to I-35 in the Guthrie exit on Division Street. Call 1-800-NEW-CHEVY or visit EskridgeChevy.com. The Interbank Blue Jay Kickoff Show continues next.
Hello, Blue Jay family. I'm Pastor Hetty. I want to invite you to North Church Guthrie, where you can expect fun, Bible-centered kids and student ministries, life-giving groups, engaging worship, and powerful messages. I would love to see you and your family at North Church Guthrie this Sunday at 9:30 or 11 a.m. at Guthrie Upper Elementary School, where our vision is to love God, love people, and follow Jesus. And remember, God loves you, and go win.
When it's time to buy your next new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, please think of John Vance Auto Group in Guthrie. We're just right around the corner from where the Blue Jays win football games. We work, shop, and worship in the same community as you. John Vance and his family and employees are usually in the stands rooting for the Blue Jays just like you. So keep us in mind and know we'd appreciate your business and promise to show it.
John Vance Auto Group, it's all true.
I-35 exit 153 in Guthrie.
John Vance Auto Group.
I'm Brian Sturkle with Interbank. You can bank on Guthrie's home team, the banking professionals at Interbank. Our decision makers and the people who serve you work closely together to provide responsible service and personal attention. We appreciate your business and look forward to seeing our friends in Guthrie and the surrounding communities at the Blue Jay football games. We're located at 224 East Oklahoma, or you can reach us by phone at 282-0470. Interbank, in it for you. Member FDIC.
Let's go live to the stadium with the call of tonight's game. Here's Chris Evans, Casey Porter, Phil Nichols, and Craig Fleck.
Interbank Blue Jay kickoff show continues here inside beautiful Gelsman Stadium on this rainy Friday evening. It's been raining all day long. I thought the rain was actually supposed to stop around 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock today. Guthrie Cross Country held their annual Cottonwood Classic Flat. Had several athletes out there running this morning, a lot of teams from 6A all the way down to 3A. It was a great showing, so compliments to the athletic department at Guthrie High School, Coach Strayhorn, Coach Boxley, Coach Tarter, and it was a good race this morning. It was a little bit muddy, only had about 2 or 3 buses get stuck, so it wasn't all that bad, and actually the playing surface drains pretty well here, but it's been a lot of rain in the last 3 or 4 days.
And it's been that type of rain that, it's not one of those just gully washers where it just comes and then it runs off and then 10 minutes later you can't even tell it rained.
Yeah.
This is one of those deals where it's just been kind of a steady, a little bit more than a drizzle, where it just really soaks in. So, I mean, those are the types of rains that really make things wet. Those are the types of rains that really make for some treacherous footwork on grass surfaces. But as we bring in Phil, the playing surface here is in absolutely gorgeous shape, and I don't think it'll be that big of a factor tonight, will it?
I don't think it'll be a factor at all, Casey. I mean, it's extremely good condition. Doesn't feel slippery, doesn't feel wet. It just feels like it hasn't been raining. So everybody's done a fabulous job down here, including you, my friend. I know you spend a lot of hours down here, so appreciate that.
On a nerdy note, I'll move on after this, but it was dry enough at 3:30 in the afternoon for Coach Chappell actually to get a riding lawnmower on it to mow it. So
I came walking in and Chapp's mowing. I thought, okay, we're good.
Yeah, there were a couple junior high games here last night, so there's a little bit of a few dead pieces of grass on top, so you got to get those off of there for the varsity
The old
match.
baseball coach and Coach Chappell came out. He said, "Oh no, I'm cleaning that up." So he did that earlier today, and the field looks absolutely phenomenal.
But it is one of those deals tonight, Phil, that for in Ponca, it might not be this case because they got the turf, which I love the grass surface. I'm not going to go there. But ball security, I would think, would be an issue tonight.
Well, you would think tonight you're going to see two teams that like to run the ball anyway. I think you're going to see should be a fairly quick game if we don't have any stuff up in the air that prolongs it like we had 2 years ago. Remember up in Ponca?
Yes.
We were there for 2.5 weeks trying to get a game in.
We're not supposed to talk about that.
I know, but anyway, no, it's in great shape. It's wet, so obviously the balls are going to get damp, and we'll see what happens. I was talking earlier to somebody. You always worry when you've got in rain games. Always go try to see the size of the quarterback's hands.
Yeah.
See how easily they're going to be able to grip the ball. And Casey, Johnny Bench had
he could hold 5 baseballs in one hand.
Very large hands.
Yes, he did. That would be, when we talk about Jackson Waddell, the only weakness, in my opinion, that he has is his size. There's obviously nothing he can do about that. And, when you talk about the size of hands and gripping a wet football, being a smaller quarterback, you worry about a little bit about getting the grip in a wet situation. I can't remember the last wet football that he's thrown in a game, so that is something that you will have to monitor early.
Yeah, and I was watching him in pregame, and he was spinning it fine then, obviously, but we'll see how it develops. But, Jackson, Jackson he's not the largest kid, but big-time competitor. I think he'll be fine, but he sure wasn't having any trouble in the pregame.
Some football played last night. Some highlights real quick. Stillwater went down to Norman, really took them to them. It was 21-0.
I thought you were going to give highlights of our junior high game.
Oh, no. Okay. It was actually 14-0. 5 minutes into the game last night. Stillwater, Gunnar Gundy and Quantrell Walker go down to Norman North and win that one 44-21. Let's go downstairs with tonight's national anthem.
tonight's national anthem, and the Guthrie High School marching band not on the field surface. That's how wet it is out there tonight. They actually played from the stands, as you saw in our video feed. But again, ball protection, ball security will be a big issue, I think, from both of these ball clubs. Of course, Ponca enters the ball game 0-1 after dropping a close one in a late fourth quarter ball game with Enid 20-13. And so Phil, the first-year head coach, we talked about him a little bit earlier here in this Interbank Blue Jay kickoff show, but now led by head coach Scott Harmon. And I think this is the right guy to come into Ponca City to turn this program around. If he can't do it, I'm not sure who can.
Yeah, I mean, football guy through and through. Great success everywhere he's been. Of course, we talked about a state title in 2016. You know, down here in the pregame, just watching him, I made the comment to a gentleman. I said, you know, that they act different in pregame than what I'm used to seeing them act, and breaking in and out of their
professional.
It just a lot of energy. So, Casey, we were talking about it. Give these guys a couple years, they could be something to really pay attention to.
No doubt about it. Their 9th grade crew is the one that they're really looking towards, and then their 8th grade crew that we got to see last night. Coach Harmon's boy was the quarterback. He moved in. They had 5 move-ins of that 8th grade group, and they were all really good players. So the Ponca City, the football program, it is really looking up for them. Great coaches. And another thing that people may not realize with the name Scotty Harmon coming in, their offensive coordinator is Brent Parker, and he was a wide receiver at Oklahoma State as well back in that time. So this is a Ponca City program that has really good young programs coming through, really good young classes, I should say. Great coaches, and they're in 6A too. So I think this is a period in time in Ponca City football to where I think Wildcat fans should be very excited.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were talking again, Case, before we came on the air, but you know, you give these guys a little bit of time. You got these young kids coming in, different attitude. You know, Guthrie 20 years ago, it's been about 20 years now. Yeah, we had a staff move in here and change the trajectory of our program, and so it definitely happens, and it would not surprise me to see it happen up for the Wildcats.
Let's get to our Mercy Health report, and same old when it comes to injuries this week, Phil.
Yeah, big man Ronas is still out this week. That's really the only significant injury that we have. You know, been pretty lucky so far through the year. So same as every week, and hopefully it stays that way.
Absolutely. Blue Jay captains making their way to the sideline. Ponca City captains also making their way to the sideline. They'll meet at midfield, and we'll have tonight's coin toss here in just a matter of moments.
Even when it's raining, this is still the greatest place on earth to be on a Friday night. If like I said it last week, I'll say it again. If you have not watched a game at Jelsma Stadium, a high school Friday night football game, you need to put it on your bucket list, because this is one of those places that is just unreal to be at.
Yeah, no doubt. And this is the last time the Jays will play back-to-back home games. After this, of course, a bye week next week. But after that, it's away, home, away, 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 home, away, home, away, home, away, home. So, of course, the Jays will be in the bye week next week. And I don't know if that comes at the right time or the wrong time, but...
Well, we'll know here in about 2.5 hours,
yes.
I think. We'll be able to answer that question a little bit better.
Both teams shaking hands at midfield. Referees chopping in and out.
Right, okay? Mates, the best 11 on the field at all times. Okay? It's here. You gonna call it? Okay, you're gonna call tails? Okay, just call it in the air, okay? It's heads.
All right, guys, got a little technical difficulty with the ref, Mike. I'll work on that, but Guthrie did lose the coin toss, so I believe they did win the toss. Never mind. Well, hopefully it's a little cleaner on reporting the play than my reporting. So we won the toss, and we deferred. So
see, Phil, you get to hear stuff in your ear when you're trying to talk. It's a little distracting sometimes. Trust me, I get it, especially when there's a fumble on the play.
Hey, Phil, nobody's perfect, and apparently that includes you as well.
Let's not talk about that,
Casey. You just made my day earlier. I'll just leave it at that.
Time now for the Eskridge Chevrolet's keys to the game. With that, we'll start with Phil Nichols.
You know, guys, I think we talked about it. You know, it's going to be who protects the football. Penalties, whoever plays the clean game, protects the football is going to win tonight.
I don't disagree with that at all, for the simple fact that when you look at the way that it's gone, not just rain today, not just rain right now, but the rain throughout the week, the ball after about the second series of the evening is going to be wet and soaked. So I think, it's going to come down to a little bit. Sometimes that's a higher scoring game because the defense can't get their footing, but I think the offenses are going to play closer to the vest. And here come your Blue Jays onto this beautiful green turf here at Gelsman Stadium. I think it's going to come down to two teams that played a little bit closer to the vest. I think that favors Guthrie, obviously, because you're talking about a Kelly Beebe-led Blue Jay defense that is geared to stop the run, and then whenever you do pass the ball, then Coach Beebe likes to bring the pressure. And Scott Harmon and Brent Parker being a receiver at Oklahoma State in his day, they're going to want to throw it deep, and that's something that Coach Beebe, when he dials up heat, usually does not allow a quarterback to have time to do.
Those are your Escort Chevrolet's keys to the game here as we get set for the opening kickoff on this rainy Friday night. So glad to have you on board here on Hot 93.7 FM KSBI. Of course, streaming worldwide on YouTube.com/Guthrie News.
And I will say, as we send it back down the field one more time, Ponca City not necessarily just on the hoof as far as being athletic looking, doesn't look 6A, 2, but as far as from numbers perspective, they certainly do. They have 68 kids that I counted.
Yeah, their numbers are way up to what we're used to seeing across the sideline.
Phil, you ready?
I'm ready, brother.
Chris, you ready?
Let's do it.
Here come your Men in Black kickoff style. Let's get it on.
Blue Jays enter 2-0, big wins over Enid and Shawnee. This is the third and final team in Class 6A. The Jays will see this year. They'll move on to 5A District 2 football in 2 weeks when they travel to the Piedmont, Oklahoma. David Vargas on the kick for the Blue Jays. Jays in a dark blue jersey, tops, black pants, silver helmets. Ponca City white helmets, white jerseys, blue numbers, and the red pants. Good looking there. David Vargas approaches the football. We're underway right to left on your radio dial. This one will be fielded from the 10-yard line to the near side up to the 15. Now cutting to the far side. And the second Blue Jay will get him down. And there comes a face mask penalty, I think, against the Blue Jays. Cade Whitfield, who's credited with the tackle, but the flag comes in at the 19-yard line.
I think what you're probably going to see is a very physical run game. You're going to see a lot of zone, and you're going to see some zone keep from the quarterback for Ponca. And then off of that, I think you're going to see a pretty quick passing game and then a couple of deep shots as we go on. So I think it's going to be a personal foul.
Yeah, I saw it, and I thought, what? Did I see that right? And then I saw the flag come flying in, and all but confirmed it there.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Leland Searcy, the head referee tonight. Umpire Bob Mitchell. Linesman's Corey Miller. Line judge Jason Harrison. And the back judge is Brett Bates. So the Ponca City Wildcats will have it first down and 10 at their own 34-yard line. Two back set, two receivers to the far side. Ball's in the center of the field at that 34. A little handoff up the middle, across the 35, up to the 40, spinning at the 42, down to the 43. A 9-yard pickup on the first play from scrimmage for the Wildcats.
And there's your physical run game. Power play, right guard pulls back and wraps over to the left side of the offensive line. You have a fullback, you have a wrapping offensive guard, and you have a running back getting downhill in a messy condition. So there's your downhill power rushing game early on.
Dylan Foss, the 5'8", 162 senior running back with a 9-yard pickup on first down. Second down and 1. Foss gets it again up the middle, and he'll get across the 45 to the 46. Nothing too fancy, but he fights for a couple additional yards. Needed 1. They get 4 for the first down.
Yeah, the first play, you wrap a guard for the power play. This time it's just ISO with the fullback, and you just run directly straight ahead. Everybody blocks the guy in front of them. Fullback leads the way, and you get the first down. So Ponca City, 2 good running plays to start out this game for them. And another thing that could play a big factor with messy conditions, field position. So even if you don't score, if you get a couple of first downs, flip field position, that is a huge factor.
First down and 10 for the Ponca City Wildcats from their own 48-yard line. 2 receiver set. Halfback goes in motion from right to left. Foss again, third carry for him on the third play. Gets into Guthrie territory to the 49-yard line. Pickup of 3 yards.
Well, you saw that power play again. That's the first play, the same play that they ran first play of the game, where you have a fullback offset. He comes back from right to left, and then you have a pulling and wrapping guard, and you have 2 lead blockers going. But the thing that you saw is the quarterback, and he was a threat. Josh Raines had him on the backside. That quarterback will keep that ball eventually as you start playing that power play.
17 rushing yards so far for the Wildcats on 3 plays. 2nd down and 7, just underway here in Guthrie. Shotgun snap. Quarterback lead on the left side. He gets to the Guthrie 45, close to a first down marker, but shy is the starting quarterback for the Ponca City Wildcats, and he's a pretty good one. He wears jersey number 6, Kyler Welch, 5'10", 170-pound junior.
I'd be curious to see what Phil is seeing from the sideline, but they are liking that left side of that Ponca City offensive line, which would be attacking the right side. Of course, Guthrie calls strength, so the right side could be any number of defensive linemen, but they like the left side of that offensive line.
3rd down and 2 for the Wildcats, coming from the Guthrie 44-yard line. Running back. Again with the call, Dylan Foss. He goes across that first down marker near the 41-yard line, and the Wildcats will move the chains once again for another first down.
You know, when you're coming in and you're trying to change the culture of a program, usually the easiest way to do it is offense, because everybody wants to play offense, right? That's fun for them. And so you know the Ponca City kids are going to sell out to the offense. But where it gets tricky is, how do you get kids to play defense? Well, the best defense that you could have on a night like tonight is an offense that controls the ball and goes first down by first down.
1st and 10 from the 41. Quarterback lead. Blue Jays blow this one up, and it's going to get a pickup of 1 yard to the 40-yard line. We saw Guthrie defense player after player last week in the backfield of Shawnee, and we see it here for the first time. Josh Raines and company there.
And you know they're going to try to get more and more penetration as Ponca gets more and more first downs and starts putting them back to back. But they tried to flip the script. They've been pulling that right guard all night to run over the left side of the offensive line. This time they pulled left guard to pull over the right side, and Guthrie had that one stopped.
Wildcats yet to attempt a pass here. 2nd down and 9 from the Guthrie 40-yard line. 8:39 to play, first quarter. Another quarterback lead, Foss leading the way for the quarterback Welch. Flag being thrown. We have a hold in the backfield as the ball carrier takes it up to the 35, a 5-yard pickup, but this one appears to be coming back.
Yeah, no doubt, and on a wet night where Ponca's just wanting to. Of course, that time they had 2 tight ends. That's what you call ace formation, 2 tight ends, 1 running back, 2 receivers. That's some power football. They've had a fullback on every play except for that one. And the only reason they didn't have a fullback on that play is because they had an extra tight end. So I say that.
Holding.
I say that only to say that these types of penalties, when you're wanting to run the ball 4 and 5 yards at a time, are killers for an offense.
Second penalty of the day for the Ponca City Wildcats. Or excuse me, that's the first penalty against the Wildcats. Guthrie had the first penalty on the opening kickoff. 2nd down and 21 for the Wildcats. See if we get that first pass here. Well, they're going to hand it off to Foss on the left edge, midfield, and down at the Guthrie 45-yard line. Nice tackle there. Hector Gooseby in on the tackle along with Cade Whitfield.
What Ponca City has right now is they have field position. You don't want to give that back by making a mistake on a 2nd down and long and throwing an interception or fumbling the ball, getting sacked, and a quarterback fumbling, whatever. So you play it safe. You get 5 or 6 yards. It's 3rd and 15. You come up with something here to see if you can get half of it, and then you make your decision whether you want to go for it on 4th or not.
Here we go from the 46-yard line of Guthrie. 3rd down and 15. 4 receivers set, 2 to each side. Shotgun formation for Kyler Welch, a wide receiver in the slot. Takes off a little too quick, and so 3rd down and 15 was going to turn in 3rd down and 20 inside Ponca territory.
Part of the snap. Offense. Penalty. 3rd down.
And the referee tonight, Leland Searcy of the Northwest Oklahoma Officials Association. These guys get state championship games and deep playoff runs every single year, so we're in good hands here tonight.
Yeah, I think if I'm Ponca, I hand this thing off. I'm happy that I have field position. I punt the ball, and then I try to play defense.
Same formation as one before, 4 receivers set. 3rd down and 20 from the Ponca 49. It will be the first pass of the game. Across the middle, and it's broken up nicely by J.D. Coonfield, player of the week a couple weeks ago, according to the Oklahoma City media. Breaks that one up. 4th down, plenty of time for the Wildcats.
According to GNP TV as well. He is just a fantastic player. Great athlete, very unheralded. You know, when you chew on the Blue Jays, you always talk about Jackson Waddell, Marcellus Owens, and now Talik Jackson, guys like that. You forget how good of an athlete J.D. Coonfield is. Good to see him get that award.
Back deep for the Blue Jays, C.J. Ward and Marcellus Owens. This is a high punt. And Marcellus catches on the run at the 25, quickly to the 30, and brought down at the 30-yard line. And so here comes the Blue Jay offense led by senior quarterback Jackson Waddell. He's got a couple good possession receivers, Casey. He's got a couple good deep threats as well.
And he has a very veteran and unbelievable offensive coordinator in Scott Mick that knows how to use all of them. He knows how to run. You know, we saw a 91-yard drive a week ago where the Blue Jays just killed the clock and really killed all momentum Shawnee had. And we've seen the Blue Jays strike quick. We saw a 91-yard drive against Enid 2 weeks ago. That was about 3 plays. So the Blue Jays have it all as far as offense goes.
Jackson Waddell, Justin Adams on run. It goes through the hands of Jackson. Jackson just dives on it inside his 25. And it's going to be an 8-yard loss back to the 22-yard line. So we see the weather playing a factor already in this one.
Ball security is going to be huge. And not only just fumbles, but even if you just bobble the snap a little bit and just messing up the timing of the play, that can mess up a lot of mess points.
Second down and 17 officially. They'll hand it off to Adams, dancing in the backfield across the 20 to the 25, bounces off his own defender as he gets to the 29-yard line. A 6-yard pickup for Justin Adams. And Blue Jays will have a third down close to 11 yards.
And deep in your own territory, of course, you have a senior quarterback. You have Marcellus Owens, he's a senior. Brody Hinkle's on the field, he's a senior. Talik Jackson's a junior, but he's been one of your more short-handed guys. You know, we'll see how much Coach Mick trusts all of his senior skill guys with the rain coming down, sloppy field, and you're deep in your own territory.
Third down, we'll call 11. Jackson to throw. Here's the pressure. He's going to slip, and he's going to go down. And Ponca gets to Jackson, brings him down for a sack at the 20-yard line. Loss of 9, 6:37, and rolling here in the opening quarter. Both teams will have to appear to punt on their opening drive.
You can certainly see, and Phil can see it on the field if he's listening, the effects that Coach Harmon, Scotty Harmon for Ponca City, has had on their kids. It's pretty obvious, is it not?
Yeah, it's very, very obvious. I mean, they're flying around the ball, just play with a lot of confidence. I mean, it's a different kind of Ponca City ball right now.
David Vargas on for the punt here for the Blue Jays. One back deep for the Ponca City Wildcats at his own 40-yard line. And we have movement on the line. Looks like Ponca might have jumped a little bit. Just a 5-yard variety.
Sides.
Now to move it up to the 27-yard line. Still a fourth down. David inside his 15-yard line to punt this one. Good snap on the money. And it's a fairly good punt there for David Vargas. And it will take a bounce. And Gooseby will down it inside the Ponca City Wildcat 40-yard line. And it'll be first down and 10 for the Wildcats. 34-yard punt, and it is a timeout taken on the field. We will take one with them. 5:49 to play in the opening quarter. No score between Guthrie and Ponca City. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football.
Glenda here with Jim and our Red River Roofing crew. You've known us for 16 years of quality roofing services, and we are also proud installers of Diamond Coat pre-finished siding.
This quality wood siding product is scratch resistant, comes in custom color option, and will actually increase your home's resale value.
With a 30-year no-fade warranty, this siding is sure to impress.
Durability is #1, so choose a stylish exterior siding that will last.
Call today to boost your home's curb appeal with beautiful Diamond Coat siding. Visit us at redriverroofing.com.
F&M Bank is a neighborhood bank with 8 branches and 17 ATM locations across 4 counties in central Oklahoma. F&M Bank can help you with all of your personal, business, and agricultural banking needs, or simply add efficiency to your business. Check out F&M Bank with online and mobile banking at www.fmbankok.com or download their app and have all of their services in the palm of your hand. F&M Bank is a neighbor you can count on. F&M Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back. Joe Osma Stadium, week number 2 of the high school football season.
Third game for the Blue Jays.
But week 2.
In week 2.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know how that works.
Ponca City's second game of the season.
So all of their broadcast members will be able to keep that straight, unlike us.
We'll be okay once week 4 gets here.
That's true. We'll be back on track.
We'll be back on track. First down and 10 for the Wildcats from their own 38-yard line. Welch, the quarterback, trying to get away from a couple of defensive linemen for the Jays. Gets across the line of scrimmage and down at the 44-yard line. About a 6-yard pickup for the quarterback Welch, tackled by Cade Whitfield, number 34 for the Blue Jays.
Phil, what do you see on field level? They're going over that left side of their offensive line. Are they bigger? Are they quicker? What's the advantage there that they're seeing?
Look quite a bit quicker, Casey. It's there's no doubt, like you were saying, they're definitely favoring that left side for themselves and got some quick guys on that side. I also think they just feel stronger on there with their skinny linemen on the outside.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree to that. And they're also going towards their own sideline, so that may play into it too.
Second down and 4, 2 receivers to the far side. That ball goes through the hands of the quarterback, and the running back, Foss, will jump on it at the 40-yard line. We saw that on the first play of scrimmage for the Blue Jays. This, for the Ponca City, will be a 4-yard loss back to the 40. So it'll be a 3rd down and 8 plays. We go under 5 minutes play, opening quarter, no score.
And that can happen a lot whenever you're facing a true nose guard, something that more so now that teams are going to 3-4, you're seeing it more with a true nose guard, but a lot of 6A schools, they see a lot of what's called 40 fronts, 4 down linemen, and which means you don't have a true nose guard in. So this will be something different for their center.
3rd down and 8 for the Wildcats from the 40. 2 receivers to the near side. Quarterback takes the shotgun snap, comes to the near side with the pass. It's caught at the 45 and down immediately. Nice open field tackle there by the Blue Jay, Hector Gooseby. And it'll be 4th down, and we'll call about 2 yards for the Wildcats.
Hector could not have played that any more perfect. You know, on a wet surface, you can't plant very well. You let your guy catch the ball in front of the sticks, then you drive down on it and you tackle. You allow no yards after catch, and because of that, Ponca has to punt.
Wildcats 40 yards of offense. Guthrie -7. High snap on the punt, but it comes down to a nice punt for the Wildcats. They angle it to the far sideline, bounces at the 25, and Jays will let this one go inside the 20. Wildcats will down it there, and so the Jays offensively will come back onto the field for the second time. -7 yards on 3 plays on their opening drive.
I thought Phil was going to run out on the field himself when CJ ran over there and started.
About it, didn't he?
I thought Phil was going to go out there and tackle him and keep from doing that.
See if the Jays can have a little bit first down. I think will be another key factor here tonight, trying to get that advantage, because it's obviously going to be the ground game getting going for both clubs. Although the Jays come out with 4 receivers, trips to the near side.
I think it sets up run right. Yep.
And Talik Jackson has a ball right through his hands at the 20-yard line. He was there, but goes through the hands, and another wet football.
That looks like a safe pass, but tonight that's actually the most dangerous pass you can throw, because if you do overthrow tip it up, that's a pick 6.
Yeah.
You know, the passes when you're whenever you have rain, the ball's wet, usually you just see him just heave it up and throw it deep, because even if you make a mistake, it's almost like a punt. So the Blue Jays will have to be very careful with those types of RPO passes.
2nd down and 10. Jackson keeps it, trying to get something going as he gets from the 18-yard line across the 20, about the 21. So the Jays will be looking at another 3rd down and 7, close to 8 yards upcoming. 3:28 and rolling in this quick first quarter, no score.
And you got to figure out a way to get 2 or 3 first downs, because you've got to regain field position. Ponca, although they did not score on their first possession, got a lot of field position in this game. And because of that, the Blue Jays have been playing offense in the shadows of their own end zone.
3rd down and 7. Jackson rolls to his left, plants the feet, throws it for Marcellus, and it goes through his hands at the 30-yard line. There is a flag thrown by the back judge, but wet football.
Yeah, that, and it's going to be a legal man downfield, so it wouldn't have counted anyways. But Jackson, and you saw he had to set his feet and really load up and throw it. Marcellus was going to have to make a fingertip catch, and he could not do it. But I think this is going to be 4th down anyways. I think Ponca City will decline this, and the Blue Jays will have to punt again.
It would be the 4th punt on 4 offensive drives between these 2 ball clubs. Guthrie, Ponca playing for the 9th time. Guthrie's won this series 7 out of 8 times. And there you see the illegal receiver, as Casey called it out. And rightfully so declined by Ponca City, so the David Vargas punt and crew will be back onto the field.
And here's another factor. I mean, deep snaps, get the punt off, all that kind of stuff.
Catching the snap.
Yeah, catching the snap, all of that goes into play, and it could make one big mistake be the difference tonight.
Eli Wool back deep for Ponca City. It's a good snap at the knees, and it's a good punt for David Vargas. A high punt, fair catch called for it, and brought in at the Ponca City 38-yard line. So 2:58 to play in the first quarter. It's been all punters in this one so far, although Ponca City controls the total offense tonight with 40 yards. Guthrie still looking for positive yards in this one as they're at -3 on 6 offensive plays.
Punters and penalties on both sides. Penalties really have stymied both offenses, and I think if Ponca actually is going to score, they've got to take advantage of this field position that they gained in the first possession. They're going to have to throw it deep on first down. A down that Coach Beebe will not be dialing up a blitz, a down you'll have singled up coverage, and a down that one of your receivers actually could make a play on.
Wildcats will line up. Foss on the right side of the quarterback, Welch. 2 receivers to the near side. Tight end there as well. First down and 10 from the 38. Little quarterback lead on the right side, and Welch will get across the 40 to the 41. Just a 3-yard pickup. Gooseby in on the tackle. Second down and 7 upcoming.
Well, you have 2 defensive coaches, both as head coaches here tonight. You have Scotty Harmon, obviously, who is an All-Big 8 player at Oklahoma State as a safety there, and then you have Coach Kelly Beebe, the best defensive coordinator I've ever seen. I think that most, when you go to clinics, he's always talking because people want to know exactly why his defenses are so good. So you're going to see a lot of this. You're going to see a lot of running the ball, and you're going to see a lot of just kind of trying to play the possession by possession.
Second down and 7. 2 receivers at the far side. A fullback in there to lead the way for the running back Foss here as he goes from the 41 to the 43. A 2-yard pickup brought down by Campbell Leach for the Blue Jays. So here we go. Third down and 5 for the Wildcats.
Just that ISO play again where you have a fullback and he's offset. He's offset to the left, peeled back to the right. Then you just run that ISO right up the middle, and the quarterback eventually is going to keep that, and he'll either be able to run and or have some kind of little flood pass out into the flat. So Ponca City, with the way they're able to go 3 or 4 yards at a time, is setting up their offense.
Umbrellas fill the stands here on the home side and visitor side as we get set for a third down and 5 from the 43-yard line of the Wildcats. No score. Now we have 2 receivers, and I think we have a timeout taken by the Wildcats. We do. We'll take a timeout with them. 1:29 to play in the opening quarter. No score between Guthrie and Ponca City. This is Blue Jay football.
Lifelong Blue Jay fans, Jason Herzl, Dennis Oakes, and Seth Robbins. They aren't limited to any single provider. They'll work with you to find the carrier and the plan that fits you best. Terra Insure Group is an independent insurance agency specializing in home, auto, and commercial lines of insurance. Call Terra Insure Group at 293-4880 or stop by at 2403 South Division or visit them online at tigok.com. Terra Insure Group, insuring your world. When it comes to Guthrie Blue Jay Athletics, Hayes Funeral Home is a proud supporter from the first game all the way to the championship game. Along with many years of experience in funeral service, the Hayes family brings compassion and professional service during difficult times. Owners Chuck and Lynette Hayes take pride in providing families and their loved ones quality care. Chuck and Lynette have not only supported families in the Guthrie area for countless years, but have supported Guthrie student athletes succeeding on the playing field and in the classroom. Hayes Funeral Home is located on the corner of Noble and Wentz, or simply give them a call at 405-282-3100. Third
down and 5 for the Wildcats. They'll hand it off looking for the first down. Foss to the 45, and it'll be stonewalled by the Blue Jay defense. He needed the 48. David Scott with the tackle. So fourth down and 3 for the Wildcats upcoming. And we've had 5 offensive drives, and they have resulted in what we think will be punt number 5 of the night between these 2 ball clubs already. The rain continues to fall, and we'll go downstairs real quick with Phil. Coming down a little bit harder?
Yeah, it's definitely coming down harder, guys. Rain's going to be a factor all night for both teams.
Punt formation for the Wildcats. It's a good snap. Back deep for the Jays is C.J. Ward. He angles to his right side, and it bounces at the 25, goes inside the 20, finally down at the 15-yard line. So here comes the Blue Jay offense back onto the field. They've had just 6 offensive plays for -3 yards. First down has not been good for the Jays on their opening 2 drives. We'll see what happens here on the third try. Just 46 seconds left here in the opening quarter. No score between the 2-0 Blue Jays and the 0-1 Ponca City Wildcats. C.J. Ward did a good job of letting that one go away, although you can tell he wanted to pick it up and take off with it. Jays will line up with 3 receivers in the formation. Justin Adams on the left side of quarterback Jackson Waddell, a 3-year starter for the Blue Jays. Wildcats jump on defense, and it looks like the Jays will have a short field here on first down and 5, and ball will be moved up to the 20-yard line. Beautiful surface here, the real grass, if you will. Coach Chappell was able to mow that earlier this afternoon before both ball clubs got here. Jays will hand it off to Justin Adams on the left side on first down and 5. Needs the 25. He gets across the 25 to the 27-yard line. And Jays have their first down of the night here on this rainy Friday night. And Jays, with that 7-yard pickup, has their first down of the night as well. Blue Jays will break huddle with 29 seconds left here in the first quarter. Marcellus Owens and Brody Hinkle, the receivers to the far side. Talik Jackson, the receiver by himself on the near side of the formation. 2 running backs in there for Jackson Waddell. Jackson wants to throw here. A little swing out pass to Gugasberg, and not much there, maybe a 1-yard pickup at most.
And I guarantee you, as we go to the end of the first quarter, the Blue Jays will be happy to run to the hills, because this has been a game where Ponca City got a couple of first downs on their first drive and has dictated field position all night and has not put it on the scoreboard. So I think the Blue Jays will be very happy that it's still 0-0.
And that's the end of the first quarter. No score between Guthrie and Ponca City. Timeout from Jello Smith Stadium. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football.
Every slush flavor someone could ever want.
This is basically slush headquarters.
Where sour blue raspberry plans world domination.
Well, not if Lemonberry has anything to say about it.
Oh, Lemonberry, you're already sour. Come to the sour side.
Never. I'll never join you.
Refreshment just got colorful with new slush flavors like blue raspberry made with Nerds candy. And start your day with the 99-cent morning drink stop.
Sonic at I-35 and Highway 33.
This is how you Sonic.
What a great time of year. Blue Jay football, tailgating, bands, fans cheering, and the excitement that comes with America's favorite sport. At John Vance Auto Group in Guthrie, we're excited about a huge selection of new Fords, GMC, Cadillac, Buick, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, each competitively priced and with a free lifetime powertrain guarantee. Come see us or shop us at vanceautogroup.com.
John Vance Auto Group, it's all true.
I-35 exit 153 in Guthrie.
John Vance Auto Group.
We begin second quarter action here in Guthrie. Blue Jays now moving left to right on your radio dial. 2nd down and 9 from the 28-yard line. A little in around to Marcel Owens trying to get the edge. Gets to the 30, 35, first down, and out of bounds in around the 40-yard line. So Blue Jays they need to get the running game, kind of get a little bit fancy with their running game, just trying to find something different.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You've run it inside a couple of times with Justin Adams. You've got decent yards. You've tried to throw it. You really haven't completed it very well with the wet ball. So what do? You put Marcellus Owens, the fastest guy on your field right now, put him in motion and then run him on an end around and let him outrun the Ponca defense to the corner, and he was able to do that for a first down.
Jays to the line of scrimmage, first down and 10 from the 38-yard line. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Botch snap, and we have a scrummage for this one on the ground. It's anybody's football right now.
Ponca coaches think they have it. Wow, and they do.
Yep, Ponca celebrating. So, again, ball security was going to be the number one key of the Escort Shirley's keys to the game. Not only that, but Ponca City now has a short field to work with.
You just mentioned it. You took the words right out of my mouth. You did such a good job of getting a couple of first downs, eliminating the field position advantage Ponca had, and with that turnover, you gave it right back. And if you're Ponca, you've tried to run it on first down. After the sudden change, this is where, if you're going to see it, this is where you'd strike deep.
Wildcats will start at the Guthrie 37-yard line. 2 receiver set. A little halfback on the right side of the formation. First down and 10. Welch, the quarterback, hands it off to the running back. He goes across the 35, continues to move the feet. And David Scott will have the tackle at the 35, a 2-yard pickup. Forward motion. We have an injured Wildcat down on the field.
That's that right side of that Ponca City offensive line that they really have not had a whole lot of success running to. And probably more so than anything else is because David Scott is the Blue Jay that is over there.
And the officials will take a timeout. We'll do the same thing. 11:28 to play until the Golden Chick halftime show. No score between Guthrie and Ponca City. This is Blue Jay football.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
I'm Brian Sturkle with Interbank. You can bank on Guthrie's home team, the banking professionals at Interbank. Our decision makers and the people who serve you work closely together to provide responsible service and personal attention. We appreciate your business and look forward to seeing our friends in Guthrie and the surrounding communities at the Blue Jay football games. We're located at 224 East Oklahoma, or you can reach us by phone at 282-0470. Interbank, in it for you. Member FDIC.
Second down 8 for the Wildcats. 11:15 to play to halftime. Chris Evans, Casey Porter, Phil Nichols, Craig Fleck, Brad Hinkle with you on this Friday night. Shotgun set, little screen pass out here behind the line of scrimmage, caught at the 40, move at the 35 to the 30, down at the 28, close to a Ponca City first down. Might be short, but it's going to be third down. Third down and 1, it's going to be a first down. Looks like they're motioning for a first down.
They're going to move the change, yeah. And that's I've never seen that, almost like Canadian Football League where they get a head start moving forward. Well, they're going to call it third down.
Yeah, the official was a little bit off there.
The receiver, just a step before the snap is snapped, steps backwards and then goes into motion to get that bubble pass. That gets him in motion and gets him moving forward before he has to catch the ball. I like that setup. Good play. I've never seen it before.
Third down and 1 from the 28. Obviously 4 down territory here for the Wildcats. They'll try with the running game and Foss, and they'll get it and more across the 25, spinning to the 24-yard line. 4-yard pickup. I don't know what happens on this drive, but it looks like we got a fourth quarter ball game tonight.
No doubt. And it looks like we have a Ponca City team that as every second ticks off that clock, they certainly get more and more confidence and more belief that they can win this game here on the road.
No doubt about that. Jays have won 7 of the 8 meetings in this series. Only lost for Guthrie a couple of years ago in Ponca City on a rainy night.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that. You took the words right out of my mouth.
First down and 10. Certainly think the Wildcats will keep this one on the ground. And the snap goes past the quarterback across the 40. Now it's picked up, and Foss throws it in the air. Now it's intercepted by J.D. Kuhnfield. And did he drop it? No, he caught it. First down, Blue Jays. Quarterback and Ponca City are
they're going to talk about it. They're going to talk about it and figure out what they have.
Ponca was pretty adamant that it was dropped. J.D. Kuhnfield, great job by the quarterback to pick it up and to get rid of the football.
He needs to just eat it, though. Incomplete pass. Wow, that is a bad break. Man, oh, man.
Big break there for the Wildcats.
You can almost consider that a turnover against the Blue Jays because it's a sudden change. You think, oh, my gosh, we have the ball. You get that kind of emotion going. Now, all of a sudden, you don't. So you got to deal with that sudden change defensively. Now you got to figure out where are the chains, what down was it.
Well, now it's 4th down and 1. If the quarterback just falls on the ball, it's 4th down and 20, and they have to punt.
Yeah, that's true. Very good point. Well, it's 2nd down on the chains. They got the first down.
Oh, yes, they got the first down. And then
good job by the chain crew not to move. I think they're going to have to figure out what's going on here. Okay, yeah.
They got it on the run by number 1.
Yeah. So it's 2nd down.
Yeah, 1st down and 10 snap went past the quarterback, so you go back where incomplete. So it's 2nd down and 10 from the 24. And the quarterback drops the football again, and he's hit in the backfield by, Davis Scott again. Boy, Davis Scott's been busy tonight. Loss of 2 back to the 26-yard line.
Oh, we have seen that all year. It gets in the quarterback's heads. And I think, again, that has a lot to do with the fact that you have Chase Stevenson that's playing a straight-up nose guard directly over the center, and that's something that they are not used to seeing.
Passing game here, you just go for 2 running plays to get 11 yards.
Well, you're too close to punt, so I think you have to at least try to get the first down, which means you'd have to pass and you have to watch this tight end to the far side.
Well, shotgun. He'll run with it. A quarterback lead. He's got a couple lead blockers. Gets to the 25 to the 20. There is a flag thrown by the head line judge right in front of the Guthrie bench. And it looks like it's going to be a hold on the Wildcats. Clock stops at 9:07 to play here in the second quarter. No score between the Jays and Wildcats.
And it has been penalties that has stopped this. Ponca City penalties, and then bad snaps and letting snaps go through the quarterback's hands and that kind of thing that has stopped them. And do the Blue Jays want it to be 4th down at about 9, or do they want it to be 3rd down and about 21 or 2? It's a tough decision to make, but I think in a sloppy field, they haven't thrown the ball. You go ahead and take this and gain the field position. Although if you gain the field position, it makes a punt easier. So this is a very interesting decision. I'm not sure you don't just decline this and make them try to get it on 4th down.
Leland Searcy.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay 3rd down.
Obviously, it makes it tougher for them to get this, but if they don't get it, now they're going to punt on 4th down, which actually would make your field position worse, which if you declined that, they would probably go for it on 4th down, and then you would have about 15, 20 yards better field position. So that was kind of 6 one way, half dozen the other. There were a whole bunch of ways that could have went.
You're almost inviting a pass tonight.
Yep. I think if you're Ponca, you know, obviously you've had field position all night. You had the big turnover you haven't put on the board, man. If you're Ponca, you're starting to feel like, man, we have to score at some point, right?
3rd down and 20 from the Guthrie 34-yard line. 4 receiver set. Welch to throw. Wants it all on the far side, one-on-one, and it is caught at the 10-yard line. They need it 20, and they get 24 for the first down.
We mentioned earlier, you know, that pass by Jackson Waddell, that little hot pattern to Talik, where those are the most dangerous passes you can throw in a wet field. Usually what you see are teams just turn around and throw it deep, because those are the safe passes, because even if you make a mistake, you get it intercepted, it's basically like a long punt, and that's what we saw. And Caden was singled up on Ponca City sideline. They had the matchup they wanted and came back to the football and got the first down.
Ponca City getting ready to run their 20th play. They had 61 yards of offense, about 3.2 yards per play. 1st down and 10 from the Guthrie 12-yard line. Headed toward the rock of the Wildcats. They'll try to throw it again, and this one's incomplete at the 9-yard line. Kel Kaufman supplied the hit on the intended receiver, number 5, Justin Andrews. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10. 8:34 to play until halftime.
That was a tremendous play by Kel Kaufman from his safety spot, driving down on that. What you got to watch for, and that was right in front of Ponca City's bench, so all of their coaches got to see it. When your safety drives down that hard on a little hitch, you're going to eventually see that hitch and go, and if the quarterback gets enough time, that would be wide open.
Josh Raines able to get a hand on it at the line of scrimmage as well. Gave that one a little bit of a tip. 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats, again from the Guthrie 12-yard line. A little quarterback lead up the middle, across the 10, and tripped up around the 7-8-yard line. So they will mark him down about the, well, we'll call it the 7. So about 5 yards to bring up 3rd down and 5.
Ponca City does have a very, very good kicker, just watching him in the pregame warm-ups. And so the field goal is in play here, so I would not think they would get too fancy.
No wind.
No wind,
tonight.
And you don't know, 3 points may win this game tonight.
Absolutely.
Who knows? So you have points on the board. More than likely this would be just an extended extra point, so you don't do anything to take those points off the board.
Under 8 minutes played till halftime. 3rd down and 5. Another lead up the middle for the quarterback as he dances across the 5, moves the pile up to about the 3-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be close. I think he got it.
Going to be just a little bit short, it looks like.
No, he gave it.
Yeah, sure did.
It's going to be 1st and goal from about the 2.5. Boy, that's disappointing. You had a 3rd and 20 you couldn't stop. Then you had a 2nd down and about 8 or 9 you couldn't stop. And there was nothing fancy, just a go route on the 3rd and 20 on a singled up matchup, and then just a quarterback ISO over the right side. That's 1st and goal from the 2.
Clock running, 18 on the play clock, 7:39 on the game clock here in the second quarter. No score, Guthrie Ponca City, but the Wildcats are threatening here. 2 receivers to the near side, but this one's going to be in the hand of Welch or Foss. It'd be Welch, the quarterback, angling to the left side, and he's stuffed behind the 5-yard line. Nice open field tackle there by Hector Gooseby, the 5'10", 175-pound junior.
That was a tremendous play by Hector Gooseby. And as you know, whenever you're in space, especially against a quarterback like Foss that can run it, it's hard to, by yourself, bring that guy down, especially on a wet field. But I think Foss, when he watches film tomorrow or Monday, whenever they watch it, will watch that and think, if I just put a foot in the ground and get up, I'm probably to the 1-yard line, and it's second down. It's not second down and goal from the 6. So that was a great play, Hector Gooseby. Forced him into a mistake.
And we have a timeout taken. We'll take a timeout with them. 6:43 to play till halftime. Ponca City threatening here in the second quarter. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football.
It's a beautiful day to introduce people to the golden goodness of Golden Chick. So this is your first time you've had Golden Chick. What do you think? Absolutely delicious. These are 100% tenderloin, no mystery meat.
I love them. They're so juicy and tender.
How long do you think it takes to marinate a perfect piece of chicken?
Probably
20 minutes.
Yeah, about 20. An hour?
What if I told you 24 hours? Wow. I feel like one of those infomercial guys. But wait, there's more time marinating the chicken. One taste, and you're golden. I need this back.
Hello, Blue Jay family. I'm Pastor Hetty. I want to invite you to North Church Guthrie, where you can expect fun, Bible-centered kids and student ministries, life-giving groups, engaging worship, and powerful messages. I would love to see you and your family at North Church Guthrie this Sunday at 9:30 or 11 a.m. at Guthrie Upper Elementary School, where our vision is to love God, love people, and follow Jesus. And remember, God loves you, and go win.
Near side, a little swing route, but not much there, if anything. On second down and 5, Hector Gooseby on the tackle. It is no pickup, so it will be third down and goal for the Wildcats and a 0-0 ball game on a rainy Friday night here in Guthrie, Oklahoma.
Man, what Ponca City's done on every other time is just run the ball with their quarterback either over the left guard or over the right guard, and they've been able to get the first down the last couple of times. But boy, being in a goal line defense here, you wouldn't think they'd just be able to turn around and run it like that. 82 is singled up to the top.
You see Foster running back in the slide on that far side.
2 is singled up down here at the bottom.
Here we go, third down and goal from the 5. I'll hand it off on the end around, trying to get into the end zone, and they will. Eli Wool, the running back, went into motion, got the handoff, and the Wildcats strike first here tonight. Leader Guthrie 6-0, 6:32 to play until half.
Yeah, goal line defense, you're expecting a run up the middle, so you run motion, you tilt the field with trips to the top, and then you think they're going to single this guy at the bottom, but he's the one who goes in the motion. Then you run that sweep to the trip side, and you just out-leverage the defense into the end zone.
Wildcats on for the PAT. Spencer Ball kick. Will not go over the rock, but it goes through the uprights, and the Wildcats have a 7-0 lead. 6:32 to play until halftime. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football.
Have you heard the big news here in Guthrie? You know the Guthrie Tagging Agency is your local source for all your vehicles, boats, ATVs, trailers, titles, registrations, and of course driver's license renewals and replacements. But now, the Guthrie Tagging Agency helps with driver's road tests. That's right, take your road test right here in Guthrie. No more trips to Edmond or Stillwater or Enid. Call and schedule your appointment at 282-3873. Guthrie Tagging Agency, open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and on Saturdays from 9 to noon.
F&M Bank is a neighborhood bank with 8 branches and 17 ATM locations across 4 counties in central Oklahoma. F&M Bank can help you with all of your personal, business, and agricultural banking needs, or simply add efficiency to your business. Check out F&M Bank with online and mobile banking at www.fmbankok.com or download their app and have all of their services in the palm of your hand. F&M Bank is a neighbor you can count on. F&M Bank, member FDIC.
Wildcats, Ponca City High School, hour and a half up the road. Take an early lead on the Guthrie Blue Jays, 7-0. 6:32 to play until halftime. We'll have that John Vance Motor scoring summary here in a matter of moments.
And I tell you, this is a crowd. Obviously, the weather's kept a lot of people away. The stands are pretty empty, but The Blue Jays have had it taken to them. They're lucky it's just 7-0.
Yeah.
But having said that, it is just 7-0. This crowd needs to get going and get some energy going into this team.
Jays, 10 offensive plays, 15 yards.
With a turnover, so that just led to 7 points.
Wildcats will kick this one off right to left on your radio dial. It's a short kick. It'll be fielded at the 22, now fumbled. And it looks like, did Ponca jump on it? I think Guthrie got it right back. Marcellus Owens did at the 26-yard line. So we'll see how the Jays can respond here. We've seen it years past. Jays usually respond well in these type of situations.
And the reason why they do that is they have a lot of experience, a lot of veteran players. Jackson Waddell obviously leading that charge at being a senior at the quarterback spot. Brody Hinkle, Marcellus Owens. You have Dylan Dollar on the offensive line. Talik Jackson's caught a lot of passes this year. Brody Hinkle. So you have a lot of experience, and mix that with your offensive coordinator that's won 4 state titles. So you will see no panic in this offense, even though they're down 7-0.
First down and 10 from their own 21-yard line. And we have a flag thrown here.
I'd made the statement that, if you're looking for a silver lining for that score that Ponca just had, at least you're going to get some field position back, but then you fumbled the kickoff, didn't get any field position on it. Now you have a penalty. So now you're right back to not having any field position.
5-yard penalty, back to the 16-yard line. First down and 15. Ball's on that far hash mark in front of the Ponca City Wildcat bench.
Ponca with their 40 front this time. They have removed their nose guard.
Jackson rolls, looking. Marcellus Owens, one-on-one coverage, and it is incomplete. Actually, Brody Hinkle was closer to that one. Not sure who Jackson was looking for, whether it be Marcellus or Brody, but pass is incomplete. Second down 15. But John Vance Motor scoring summary. Ponca City Wildcats 12 plays, 38 yards after the Guthrie turnover, capped off by a 5-yard touchdown run by Eli Wool. That is your John Vance Motor scoring summary. John Vance Motors, where it's comfortable to buy a car.
That's that. OSU ran that against Pitt last year about 1 million times. You run that deep in by your inside guy, and then you run a deep post with your outside guy. Whichever one the safety takes, you throw it to the other one. We saw that with number 1 and 28 a lot last year at Oklahoma State. Jalen McCleskey, James Washington. Guthrie tried to run it on first down, couldn't get it completed.
Second down and 15. Jackson rolls to the far side. Quarterback lead. He got the 25 to the 30 and runs over to the defensive back for Ponca City as he's just shy. They're going to stepped out of bounds at the 30, so backing up just a little bit, but still yet about a 14-yard pickup there for Jackson.
Jackson's trying to lead the way from an energy perspective, just trying to get some mojo going in his team. Did you see him lower his shoulder and run over the defender? Obviously, he was already out of bounds, but that's a statement to his team. Hey, guys, we have got to get some energy. We've got to play a little tougher, and we've got to get some things going. And Jackson Waddell is trying to do that for his team through his actions on the field.
Stepping out of the 30 makes it a 9-yard pickup, so the Jays now looking at 3rd down and 7 play, coming from their own 30-yard line. 6:14 to play, second quarter. Brody Hinkle in motion from left to right. Jays will try to run for it with Justin Adams up the middle, and he fumbles the football. And I think the Wildcats have it at the 38-yard line. They do. The other Guthrie turnover gave Ponca City field position right near the same spot.
You weren't going to get the first down anyways, but you were going to use the leg of Vargas to punt it away, who's been very good in the punt game. But the second turnover, and then, the last time you had a turnover, you were starting to regain field position, and you just gave it right back to him twice in a row. That is disappointing.
So we've seen Blue Jays win the first 2 weeks because of turnovers. So far, they have turned it over twice. It's led to 7 points, trying to keep it away from 14 points. First down and 10, Wildcats from the 38-yard line. Welch to throw. Once it all goes downfield, double coverage, and it is intercepted inside the 5, then tackled in the end zone by Kel Kaufman. And it's going to be a touchback, so it'll be first down and 10, Blue Jays at the 20.
That was a shot play I was talking about last possession after the sudden change that I thought we would see from Ponca City. And those are 2 unbelievably tremendous plays from the junior safety, Cale Coppin. Last possession, you remember he drove on that pass at the 5-yard line and kept the receiver short of the sticks. And this time he gets back in double coverage and brackets the top of that deep ball and comes up with an interception. Although he was inbounds inside the 5, so instead of coming back to the 20, it's going to be at the 3. And he is pretty excited about it.
Sure was. That was jumping jacks. He slipped a little bit there on the but if that gets the student body going, the stands going, as you talked about a little bit earlier.
You have an on your streak in you. You know, Ponca City wanted to go deep with a deep ball there to score. If you're Coach Mick, you have an honorary streak in you. Is anything you can do, we can do a lot better? You have that honorary streak in you?
I don't know if I have that up the 3-yard line. First down and 10. Jackson keeps it and gets to the 5. 2-yard pickup. Second down and 8. 5:50 and rolling to play here in the first half. Stay tuned. Golden Chick halftime show. We'll have some scores from around the state of Oklahoma, particularly in Class 5A football. We'll have first half stats as well. And we started this game a little after 7 o'clock. Casey, it's already 7:46. So this is, as expected, going to be a quick one.
Yeah, you have got to figure out how to get a first down or 2 here.
Yes.
1, to kill clock, and 2, just not to give the ball back to Ponca deep on your own territory again. C.J. Ward is in.
Marcellus in motion, left to right. Second down and 8. They hand it off to C.J. A little speed as he cuts it to 5, cuts it to the 10, cuts it at the 15, and down at the 18-yard line. So there's one of your first downs, Casey, as C.J. Ward on his first carry of the night picks up 13 yards.
And you knew that he was coming to the wide side of the field, which was to his right. He's right-handed anyways, so he likes running that way to begin with. And once you saw him in the game side-saddled like that, and he was side-saddled away from the wide side of the field, you had a pretty good idea he was going to get that handoff and he was going to try to outrun everybody to the corner, and he did it.
12 yards officially to the 17-yard line. 5 to go in the first half. C.J. Ward on the left side of quarterback Jackson Waddell. 3 receiver set.
To the field this time. That means Jackson's going to keep it. You can see that coming.
Gets to the 20 and down at the 23. About a 6-yard pickup. They might give him the 24. That would be a 7-yard pickup. Second down and 3. Clock rolling. Ponca City on top of the Blue Jays, 7-0.
Blue Jays not having a whole lot of success running up the middle with what you call full flow action. So the Blue Jays now running outside with what you call fast flow action. And it's just beautiful because you have your 2 fastest guys you can put in the backfield, Jackson Waddell, C.J. Ward. And C.J. goes to the wide side one play, then you pull it and you fake it. Jackson keeps it, and then he runs to the wide side the next play. And Ponca City obviously having a very difficult time running down that type of speed.
Officially 7 yards for Jackson. Second down and 3 from the 24. 3 receivers to the near side. Jackson throws it, and it drops in front of Marcel. It's probably a good thing that it was dropped. I don't know if he did it on purpose, but I'm glad he did.
Yeah, and that's one of those where if you have instant replay, you worry about whether it was actually thrown forward or not. I do think that one was, but, you know, you went from pretty much guaranteeing in 2 plays you're going to get a first down to now being 3rd down and 3.5. Is that a run down? Is that a pass down? Certainly not guaranteed, and you stop the clock. So if you don't get it, you'll give Ponca plenty of time.
Certainly think this would be a run play, and you put it in the hands of someone you trust. And I think that's probably Jackson Waddell at this time.
I think Jackson's going to fake that run left, and he's going to keep it coming back right.
Josh Raines in the backfield. Could he be there to lead block? He is. Jackson trying to get the first down. He goes backwards, piles forward to the 30. Still enough for Blue Jay. First down, as it was kind of no, yes, no, yes for Jackson on that play there. Didn't quite follow the block, as probably you'll see on game film. But nonetheless, it's a first down, the second one on this drive. What started at your own 3-yard lines, now you look at the clock, 3:54, 3:53 to play here in the first half.
You're thinking first downs on this part of the field. Once you get to midfield, then you start thinking score.
Jackson hands it off to Raines, and Raines will get to the 30. No pickup there. Second down upcoming.
As weird as this sounds, the way that this first half's been played, I think the Blue Jays will feel pretty good being just down 7-0 at half, if that's how it goes. Of course, you want to go score here and tie the game, which would be unbelievable for the way this game's gone.
Jays only had 15 yards on the first 10 plays. In the last 9 plays, they picked up 49 yards. So altogether, they had 59 yards of total offense. Second down and 10 from the 30-yard line. Here's pressure. Jackson sees it, has C.J. Ward downfield and overshoots him by 2 yards, incomplete. C.J., fastest Blue Jay on the field, comes in with that. It's going to be an easy 6 points for them. Instead, it now comes to a 3rd down and 10.
Was C.J. in the backfield? I couldn't tell on that one. Is Phil in your ear on that? I don't know if he was in a slot or in the backfield, but wherever he was at, he just rocketed right down the middle of the field. Yeah, he was in the slot, so that was not a rail route. That was just simply just a go route down the seam for CJ, and he had the defense outran.
Kel Kaufman in the backfield with Jackson Waddell. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. That's Marcellus. Jackson rolls to the far side on 3rd down and 10. Plants the feet, still looking, has Brody Hinkle wide open, and it's incomplete. No flags on the play. Clock stops at 2:59.
Well, that was a nice play as the defender undercut the route, and boy, that is a dangerous thing to do on those deep post or those deep seam routes, because if you miss time undercutting that, the receiver's going to run under it, and you've undercut it so there's nobody home, and that's going to be 6. So you kind of you play all of your eggs in one basket thinking that you can knock it down, and he did.
So the incomplete pass, 4th down and 10. David Vargas in punt formation. It's a good snap. Line drive punt. It will bounce at around the 40-yard line. Ponca City will let this one roll inside their 30-yard line and down at the 28-yard line. So it's a 42-yard punt for David Vargas. No return. 1st down 10 for the Wildcats, who lead the Jays 7-0.
I'll tell you, the first thing that I do is that I find number 6, and I make sure that I don't try to pick on him anymore, because Kel Kaufman, and that's just very smart on Coach Beebe's part. You know, you have the sophomore cornerback with not a whole lot of experience, Caden Stevenson, over on the Ponca City sideline, so you know they're going to try to pick on him like they did the deep ball. So what do? You put Kel Kaufman, one of the better athletes you can put out there, a guy who has great ball skills. You put him over the top of Caden Stevenson and give him some help.
Ponca City Wildcats, 27 offensive plays so far, 95 yards of offense. 1st down and 10 from their own 28-yard line. Yep. Welch, the quarterback, in the shotgun, takes the snap. He'll hand off to his running back, Foss, on the right side. And not much there. A couple of yards to the 30-yard line. 2 yards officially, 2nd down and 8.
Well, and you knew with Coach Harmon, much like Coach Beebe, we see here week in and week out, being the defensive guy he is, after throwing an interception and turning the ball over on the last possession, that he was not going to do that again. You would think they're going to take the air out of the ball this.
Guthrie High School marching band playing in the background. Sounding good on this Friday night. 2nd down and 8 for the Wildcats. Blue Jays trying to go 3-0 in the season. Wildcats looking for their first win. A handoff on the right side for Foss. Nothing fancy there, just a couple more yards from the 30 to 32. Guthrie going to spend a timeout. Yep. They will. We'll take a timeout with them. 2:04 to play until halftime. Ponca City 7, Guthrie 0. Blue Jays trying to get Ponca City to punt and have one more chance offensively. Timeout from Guthrie. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football.
Glenda here with Jim and our Red River Roofing crew. You've known us for 16 years of quality roofing services, and we are also proud installers of Diamond Coat pre-finished siding.
This quality wood siding product is scratch resistant, comes in custom color options, and will actually increase your home's resale value.
With a 30-year no-fade warranty, this siding is sure to impress.
Durability is #1, so choose a stylish exterior siding that will last.
Call today to boost your home's curb appeal with beautiful Diamond Coat siding. Visit us at redriverroofing.com.
Sonic has every slush flavor someone could ever want.
This is basically slush headquarters.
Where sour blue raspberry plans world domination.
Well, not if Lemonberry has anything to say about it.
Oh, Lemonberry, you're already sour. Come to the sour side.
Never. I'll never join you.
Refreshment just got colorful with new slush flavors like blue raspberry made with Nerds candy. And start your day with the 99-cent morning drink stop.
Sonic at I-35 and Highway 33.
This is how you Sonic.
Jonesma Stadium, 2:04 left until halftime. Ponca City, 3rd down and 6 from their own 32-yard line. Big play here for the Jays defense. Quarterback keeper up the middle, draw across the 35, 1st down. Man. They needed 6, they get 7. And Ponca City not necessarily looking for points here, although they got a few chances to go downfield, but they keep the Guthrie offense more than likely off the field the rest of this half.
Yep, and I think with only 2 timeouts left, you can do that now, especially as the clock's going to roll here. You get to chop off 25 seconds before you even have to run your 1st down play. Guthrie only has 1 timeout. The best they could do would be about 45 seconds left with a long field to go. So I think if you're Ponca, you just run the quarterback 3 times, you punt it, and you take a 7-0 lead into halftime.
1st down and 10 from the 39-yard line. Foss, the quick running back. He's not very big, but he burst into that hole there as he gets to the 45-yard line. About a 6-yard pickup for Voss, and bring up second down. Clock hits 1:20 to play till halftime.
He's very quick, but he doesn't really even look to try to make guys miss.
Yeah.
You know, his goal is just to shoot through the line of scrimmage really fast like he does and get 4 or 5 yards, 6 yards at a time, and he's very good at it. He falls forward every time.
Falls 12 carries for 40 yards so far in this one. Second down and 4 for the Wildcats. 1 minute to go until halftime. 2 receivers set to the near side. Second down and 4. Wildcats obviously keep this on the ground, and Jay's defense stops it here at the 45. No pickup. Third down and 4.
So different watching Ponca play like this.
Yes.
Usually we're used to seeing guys like Brent Wilson and empty sets, 4 receiver sets, and glitz and glamour type offense where you're running the run and shoot and wide open spread offense. Totally opposite. Now you have a defensive coach and Scott Harmon over there, and you know they're going to be tough. They're going to play tough defense, run the ball. Then you have Brent Parker calling the plays. You know he's not going to do anything to lose the game for his team, and so very intelligent football for the Ponca City Wildcats.
Ball over the head of the quarterback who will fall on it. Clock stops at 9 seconds. And I think Guthrie spins a timeout.
Yep.
They do. So 9 seconds. Ponca City lost a lot of yards there, but fourth down, they'll punt this one away. And I'd like to see maybe C.J. Ward get a chance to put his hands on this one.
Yeah, that's why I don't understand why everybody on earth doesn't do the rugby punt. I don't get it. First of all, in a situation like this, it takes 4 or 5 seconds just to punt it.
Mm-hmm.
And then second of all, if you practice it at all, the other team never gets a return. And a lot of times a team like Guthrie, when you have C.J. Ward and Marcellus Owens deep and you're struggling, those are the type of plays, special teams-wise, that can get you some energy going. So I'll promise you, they talked about how to kick this ball here. And I'll bet you it's directly out of bounds would be my guess.
Added 2 more seconds onto the scoreboard, so 11 seconds to play here until halftime. Indeed, C.J. Ward, Marcellus Owens back deep. This is a punt toward the Guthrie sideline, and a flag thrown, and this one's down inside the 35-yard line. 3 seconds left. We'll see what the flag is on the far side.
Well, the problem is if you take the flag, they're just going to punt it, and the first half is going to be over. So you almost decline. If you want to try to run some kind of Hail Mary, you have to decline it to get your offense on the field. Otherwise, your offense will not take the field. So that's the quandary you're in. I mean, it's 6 one way, half dozen the other. Either you have your offense, at your own 33-yard line, and you're not going to score that way. You're 67 yards away. Or you take the penalty, Ponca punts the ball, and the half's over.
Yeah.
So, I mean, either way, I don't think there's a good option there.
Yeah, the Blue Jays have had, 6 defensive scores this year in the first 2 ball games. And they have.
Give this team credit, though. This has been a half dominated by Ponca from a field position perspective. They got the ball first, got a couple first downs, and they kept it. There's been a turnover that led to points. You're only down 7-0. So I think that's a victory in itself.
No doubt. Phil, what are your thoughts before we settle this one here among the officials?
Well, I mean, first of all, I'm tipping my hat to this crew. I think they've done a heck of a job the first half, but it's quit raining, which is good. So hopefully we'll go into halftime, make some adjustments, come back out, and start playing some football.
Legal substitution on Guthrie. Ponca City surely would decline that and put their defense on the field. You would not want to punt again. Punt is the most disastrous thing that could happen to you.
And the Jays will either take a knee or go up the middle with nothing too fancy.
I think take a knee.
Yeah.
You don't even want to risk a handoff in the wet conditions. Phil, how is the sideline? Is there any energy going on down there?
Not a great deal, but I mean, it's just kind of a weird feeling night.
Is.
The weather, everything's down, the crowd's way down. I mean, it's just flat.
Final 3 seconds of this first half, perhaps the final play. Jackson will take that snap and will take a direct knee to the ground, and we have made our way to halftime here inside a very wet Gelsma Stadium.
Well, and it was a half. Honestly, you just survived it. I mean, you're down 7-0. That's not good, but you get the ball first. you're only down 7-0. I just call that strict survival. I think the Blue Jays did a pretty decent job doing that.
We have made our way to the Golden Chick halftime show. The Ponca City Wildcats looking for their first victory of the year as a 7-0 lead over the Blue Jays. We'll take a timeout. We'll get right in the middle of that Golden Chick halftime show. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football.
When garage door problems occur, don't call a kind of service company or maybe a repair guy. Call Paul Creed at A-Team Overhead Door. Paul owns and operates his company and has over 15 years of experience in residential and commercial overhead door service. Paul provides all garage door services from repairs to installations. With free estimates, Paul will work with you to decide the best possible solution for your garage door or opener problems. Call A-Team Overhead Door today, 405-642-7065.
This is Craig Fleck. Stay tuned after the break. Phil Nichols will join me for first half stats and more on the Golden Chick Halftime Show.
I'm Brian Sturkle with Interbank. You can bank on Guthrie's home team, the banking professionals at Interbank. Our decision makers and the people who serve you work closely together to provide responsible service and personal attention. We appreciate your business and look forward to seeing our friends in Guthrie and the surrounding communities at the Blue Jay football games. We're located at 224 East Oklahoma, or you can reach us by phone at 282-0470. Interbank, in it for you. Member FDIC.
We welcome you inside the Golden Chick halftime show here inside Jelsma Stadium, Guthrie, Oklahoma. Glad to have you on board. Hot 93.7 FM KSBI. Chris Evans, Casey Porter, Craig Fleck, Brad Hinkle, and Phil Nichols with the call here tonight. Blue Jays trail it to the Ponca City Wildcats by a score of 7-0. Coming up here in a matter of moments, we'll have our first half stats. But we will go over our John Vance Motors first half scoring summary, and it will not take long to do that as the Blue Jays and Wildcats combined only find the end zone one time. Unfortunately, on the royal blue and white side, it was Ponca City finding the end zone as the Wildcats took advantage of a Guthrie turnover, took possession on their own 38 on the Guthrie 38-yard line, and Ponca City goes 12 plays, just those 38 yards. Took 5 minutes and 10 seconds, and on a little end around on the 5-yard line, it was Eli Wool who lined up as wide receiver, took the handoff from the quarterback Welch, and went into the end zone to give a 6-0 lead. The extra point was up and good, 7-0, and that was the only first half scoring in this ball game as the Ponca City Wildcats lead this one by a score of 7-0. Take a time out here on the Golden Chick halftime show. When we come back, Craig Fleck will join us. He'll have those first half stats after this. Oh, my iPad froze. We'll get this on. Okay. With that, again, Golden Chick halftime show, Guthrie 0, Ponca City 7. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football.
It's a beautiful day to introduce people to the golden goodness of Golden Chick. So this is your first time you've had Golden Chick. What do you think?
Absolutely delicious.
These are 100% tenderloin, no mystery meat.
I love them. They're so juicy and tender.
How long do you think it takes to marinate a perfect piece of chicken?
Probably 20 minutes.
Yeah, about 20. An hour?
What if I told you 24 hours? Wow. I feel like one of those infomercial guys. But wait, there's more time marinating the chicken. One taste, and you're golden. Come on, I need this back.
Okay. The Golden Chick halftime show rolls on with the John Vance Auto Group scoring summary right after this.
Football. Whether it's watching it on TV, listening on the radio, or going to a game, it's part of being an American. It's also part of being a Guthrie Blue Jays fan, where winning is a tradition. At John Vance Auto Group in Guthrie, we too have a tradition. It's one of treating our customers with respect. If you need a Ford, GMC, Cadillac, Buick, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram, new or pre-owned, come by and be impressed with how you'll be treated.
John Vance Auto Group, it's all true.
John Vance Auto Group.
I-35, exit 153 in Guthrie.
Welcome back. Jelsma Stadium here on the Golden Chick halftime show. Ponca City Wildcats leading the Guthrie Blue Jays by a score of 7-0. Chris Evans and Phil Nichols with you here on the Golden Chick halftime show. And Phil, real quick, we'll just get your thoughts, and here in a matter of moments, we'll take a look at some scores around Class 5A football.
Yeah, I mean, bottom line, I think the first half's just been kind of a ho-hum game, really, just a lot of running of the football, I think what that first half take, Chris, I mean, from start to breaking for the second half or halftime was about, what, 55,
Yeah, about 50,
minutes?
55 minutes, yeah.
You know, so just kind of what we expected. You know, we're going to run the football. We talked about it in the pregame. You know, turnovers would be a key factor, and they've proven to be that. So, you know, you got to, you know, it's going to be a game about adjustments, right? Whoever makes the best adjustments at halftime and protects the ball will win.
Take a look at some of the scores in 5A football. Not a whole lot of scores reporting here. Bishop McGinnis is at Bishop Kelly tonight. The Irish lead Bishop Kelly. That score just reporting in the first quarter. Many of these scores are happening in the first quarters. This one got done here pretty quick here in Guthrie. But McGinnis leads Bishop Kelly 7-0. Bartlesville leads Collinsville by a score of 7-0. That also in the first quarter. Tulsa Memorial over Edison Prep 6-0. Woodward is in Elk City tonight. First quarter score 6-6. Choctaw Yellow Jackets lead the Lawton Eisenhower Eagles score in the first quarter 7-0. No score yet reporting between Carl Albert and Del City. That'll be an interesting game tonight, Phil, in the Mid-Dell area. Of course, Carl Albert without their star running back, Adrian Taylor.
Yeah, without Taylor, that's a whole different program out there. I mean, they lost, first of all, they lose two superstars out on the outside last year at the graduation, and then Taylor, almost 2,000-yard rusher, he's out in a heavily talented, very athletic Del City team. That should be a good ball game.
No, that will jump up to 6A Division I scores. UConn leads Moore 28-21. Edmond Santa Fe leads Mustang in the second quarter 23-0. Of course, Stillwater last night took down Norman North 44-21. The game of the week, according to many people, I think we agree as well in the high school huddle, Phil, is Broken Arrow and Owasso. And Broken Arrow, who's already beat Union a couple weeks ago, leads the defending state champions 20-7 in the second quarter.
Wow. I mean, you know, of course, Owasso lost a lot of kids off that state championship team last year. Broken Arrow, the largest school in all of Oklahoma by enrollment. You know, they've got the numbers, they've got the talent. You know, maybe this is the year they put it all together, Chris.
They're looking good right now. Deer Creek is in Norman tonight.
Talk to me, Chris.
Norman with the big win last week over their rival Norman North, who again got beat pretty handily last night. We're not sure how Norman North is under the first year Justin Jones, but Deer Creek Antlers lost their opening game in a big way, and they lead Norman 7-6. That game being played in Norman tonight. Tulsa Union and Jinx. It's amazing, Phil. That's the number 3 game in the state of Oklahoma. Usually it's number 1 the entire year. But right now, that game being played in Jinx, and it's the Trojans leading Tulsa Union by a score of 20-7. I don't know the last time. They're still playing football. I can't remember the last time Tulsa Union was 1-2, but they're in danger of that right now.
Well, you know, last year we kept talking about when was the last time Jinx was 0-2, then 0-3.
Yes.
You know, and so there's definitely a tide shift, you know, in Oklahoma large class football.
More war. Southmore at Westmore tonight. Southmore, remember, they didn't win a game all last year, Phil. They were 0-10. They had a new coach. They had 25 kids move. Not that many, but they had a lot of kids move out last year. And they got their first victory a week ago over Deer Creek. And tonight they lead their rival Westmore by a score of 14-7.
You know, it's always fun when you see programs that struggled, come back, get on the right track, have some success. And I think that's what we're probably seeing over there, Chris.
And last night, it was Edmond Memorial who got thumped by Stillwater in the first game of the year, but they beat Edmond North 10-7.
Came back. I talked to the father of the starting quarterback for Edmond Memorial. Said one of the ugliest darn games he's ever seen. I think there was a great deal of penalties, and it was a game that, quite honestly, Chris, sounds a lot like what we're seeing here right now. You know, a lot of turnovers, wet. It was a muddy game, a lot of moisture on the field. So, but that's a big win for Memorial. For Memorial, that is a significant win to clip Edmond North.
Yeah, Edmond Memorial is the only high school in Edmond right now without their own playing surface. It's being built.
Right.
But North opening up theirs this year. Santa Fe opened theirs a couple of years ago. Do have a scoring update in the Carl Albert Del City ball game. Second quarter score, Del City 12, Carl Albert 7. And so I'm seeing if there's any other 6A scores. 14-14 now, Bartlesville and Collinsville. Lawton MacArthur and Lawton in an interesting ball game down in Lawton tonight. That game is at halftime, and Lawton Eagles, Big Lawton, leads Lawton MacArthur. Or excuse me, I stand corrected. Lawton MacArthur leads Lawton High 20-12.
Wow. You know, that's always those games up there. Those are, you know, traditional rivalry games, and It's just, I don't know how much difference when it comes to those games, class size or number of guys on the sideline really make. I don't think it could be a 4A against a 6A Division II, and I don't think it'd make a difference.
No.
Always going to be good ball games.
One more score to report, Phil, in the bigger classes tonight. Halftime in Muskogee, Midwest City 16 and the Ruffers 14.
Yeah, led by Ruffers, head by former Guthrie Blue Jay head coach Rafe Watkins, and Rafe had some, he's doing what he does, which is install a successful football program, and Ruffers will always be competitive. It's a matter of getting the system in place, and Rafe will have them on the right track.
No doubt. Muskogee Ruffers right now 1-0, trying to get to 2-0 on the season. Those are some of your scores and from around some of the bigger games in the state of Oklahoma. Time now for another timeout here on the Golden Chick halftime show. When we come back, we'll have Craig Fleck will join us with the first half stats after this. You're listening to the Golden Chick halftime show on Hot 93.7 FM, KSPI. Welcome back. Golden Chick halftime show. We invite you out to Golden Chick. Lula and the crew out there do a fantastic job. Open early, open late, and that's a good place to go after the ball game. Is head out to Golden Chick. The tenders, the roasted chicken. Of course, you got the mashed potatoes. Phil, you got the green beans. You got the mac and cheese. It's all out there at Golden Chick.
You're forgetting the best part.
Oh, the rolls.
The dinner rolls.
No, Fleck's wrong. Best part.
Sweet tea.
The ice cream.
Oh, the ice cream. And it is free. The ice cream is free out there.
Yeah, but they frown on eating like 5 to 6 cones. They don't like that.
Well, you did set a record that night.
I'm an overachiever, Chris.
Overachieving right now in the first half is the Ponca City Wildcats over the Guthrie Blue Jays 7-0 here in the second game of the season inside Gelsman Stadium for the varsity Blue Jays. And the junior high, 7th and 8th graders both won their ball games last night over Ponca City. The varsity trying to make it a sweep, but going to have to come back from behind here in the second half after the Wildcats got on the scoreboard in the second quarter on a 5-yard touchdown run by Eli Wool, capping off a 38-yard drive in 12 plays. Took a little over 5 minutes, and that's the only score here this evening. And with more in-depth and the stats and all that good stuff, turn it over with Craig Fleck.
As we take a look here, total offensive numbers, pretty much everything's been tilted to Ponca City's side. 100 total yards of offense for Ponca City to 59 for the Blue Jays on 33 plays for the Wildcats to 21 for the Jays. About 3 yards per play for Ponca City, 2.8 yards per play for Guthrie. So not a big difference there in what they're achieving yards per play. Guthrie has just been putting itself behind the 8 ball a lot, and we'll see that as we get further down on these numbers. Passing, 28 yards passing for Ponca City. A lot of that coming on that one big deep ball play that was on that big 4th down conversion. 1 yard passing for the Jays. That's on 1 of 7 passing for Jackson Waddell. 3 of 7 passing for Welch. 9.3 yards per pass for the Wildcats. As we look now at the rushing numbers, 72 yards rushing for Ponca City, 58 for the Jays. It's on 26 attempts for Ponca City, 14 for Guthrie. 2.8 yards per carry for Ponca, 4.1 for the Jays. Of course, Ponca's had a couple of bad snaps that have really hurt their rushing totals. Looking at penalties, 5 penalties for 35 yards for Ponca City, but Guthrie 3 penalties for 25 yards, but they have been costly penalties that have put them behind the 8 ball and really behind the chains, and costs them a lot of field position at really poor times. Turnovers, had the one interception for Ponca City, but then 2 turnovers for the Jays. Both of those lost fumbles, one on bad snap and then one on a helmet going right on the ball. But you look now, time possession, 16 minutes to 7 minutes in favor of the Ponca City Wildcats. First down, number 7 for Ponca City, 4 for the Blue Jays. But you look at third down conversions, Ponca City 6 of 12, Blue Jays 1 of 5, and that is really the story of that first half. The Jays really behind in all of the hidden numbers that you look at in how a game is won and lost. When you're looking at penalty yardage, when you're looking at third down conversions, you're looking at time of possession. The Blue Jay defense hasn't been able to get off the field, hasn't been able to put their team in good field position. Those things that they were able to do those first 2 weeks, they haven't been able to do tonight, and that's why the Jays are losing this one.
And Phil, when Fleck, I was kind of interested in that time of possession because it felt like Ponca City had the football the entire first half. And as you just said, 16 minutes of the game.
Double.
Over 24 or 16 minutes of the 24-minute first half.
Yeah, over double what the Jays were able to accumulate. So a dominant performance, you would say, just from the controlling the game aspect for Ponca City. They were able to utterly control that first half. And it went exactly the way, if you are that Ponca City coaching staff, that's exactly the way you would have wanted it to go.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And again, it felt like they had the ball the entire first half. Of course, the football's so wet and the playing surface so wet. You expect the ground game to take over.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, you guys talked a little bit about it. Their little tailback, the number 2. I mean, he hits the hole extremely quick, and he's not trying to make people miss. I mean, he's in there like Casey said. He's trying to hit that 4 or 5 yard pop, and he's been really successful doing that so far. And you know, it's a real contrast. You know, last week our D-line was so fast when you're facing a team that wants to throw the ball. You know, we could use our speed to our advantage to get back and really disrupt their offense. But, you know, this week, I mean, it's quick pop plays right up the middle, off tackle, you know, off the 2-hole or, you know, the 1 or the 3-hole. I mean, it's just old school football. Looks a lot like circa about 1984, Chris.
Well, and Phil, from up here, it really looks like our defensive line is getting pushed around by that Ponca offensive line.
They are. I mean, that's, Big David Scott, I mean, he's getting double teamed sometimes, and, you know, but there's no doubt they're controlling the line of scrimmage right now.
As we're about 3 minutes away from another 3 minutes being added back onto the clock. The penalties, and I don't know, it just feels, the energy feels so much different this week, Phil.
Well, as I said, Craig, Flecky, there really isn't any. It's just very odd, you know. It's not, and I'm not trying to say the kids there's no bickering, there's nothing negative.
Flat.
It's just flat. I mean, it just doesn't feel like our normal sideline, and I really think some of it's the weather. Some of it, to be quite frank, is you come in 2-0, you've manhandled your first 2 6A opponents that you've played. You beat the brakes off a team that by all accounts could have easily lost the game last week to these Ponca City Wildcats. And and you always, kids coming in expecting that they're going to win. Sometimes this is what it feels like.
Yeah, sometimes you come out with the attitude of we just need to throw our shirt on the field and we'll walk away with the W. Well, that doesn't always go that way.
Well, there is a lot of that. You get programs that have had a lot of success like Guthrie has. All these kids have grown up watching gold balls be raised and dominance down here at Gelsman, down here at the Rock. And, it's interesting sometimes, that does happen where they just assume, hey, we're the Blue Jays. We're here now. This is our house. We're going to win this game. And now the good news is I really think this group of kids will come back. They'll make adjustments. They'll get it on the right track. And I look for the Blue Jays to get out of here with the W tonight.
Well, the thing of it is for all those stats that I just read off, the only stat that matters is 7-0, and it's only 7-0.
That's right.
For as much as they controlled that first half, it's still only a one-score ball game.
It's a one-score ball game, and we're receiving. We're getting the ball. We deferred to to begin the ball game. So we'll get the ball. You know, hopefully, like Casey said, hopefully we'll go down there and score. If not, you know, get in a positive field position strategically against the Wildcats and kind of put them where we were in the first half, where you got to battle in that field position the whole first half.
Well, I mean, you can look at it this way. You're 2 big plays away from being up 7 points instead of down 7 points.
Yeah, and as we know from the last 2 weeks, we have big play capabilities on the field, you know, specifically with Marcellus and Jackson hooking up. I mean, we'll pop something. I got a lot of confidence.
The thing that has really stood out, though, is the really struggles of the Blue Jays in the passing game. I think 1 of 7 passing for Jackson Waddell. Yeah. And the Jays really haven't relied on his passing over the first 2 weeks, but it was very good over those first 2 weeks. Well, now they may need to rely on it a little bit. Do you think that may affect the effectiveness of that game?
You know, I don't think so. I mean, Jackson made good throws. He missed 1 deep ball, but for the most part, he threw good passes all the first half. And to be quite frank, had a couple of balls that went right through some receivers' hands. And, you know, it was very wet when we first started. Rain's coming down. You know, so I think we'll be good. You know, this is where Jackson, this is probably his 24th, 25th start as a starting quarterback for the Blue Jays. You know, this second half, this is where that type of experience comes into play.
This will be his 25th start, I believe, as we are going to go ahead and take a final timeout before we come back and get the second half underway. You are listening and watching Blue Jay football on 93.7 KSVI.
Hey, Blue Jay fans, Eskridge Chevrolet is a proud supporter of Guthrie High School sports. This season, Eskridge Chevrolet at I-35 in Guthrie is cheering you the whole way and will help you score a game-winning deal in getting the new or used vehicle that you need. Don't worry about your credit history. Eskridge Chevy can get you approved. Come see us at Eskridge Chevrolet, just a short drive to I-35 in the Guthrie exit on Division Street. Call 1-800-NEW-CHEVY or visit EskridgeChevy.com.
It's a beautiful day to introduce people to the golden goodness of Golden Chick. So this is your first time you've had Golden Chick. What do you think?
Absolutely delicious.
These are 100% tenderloin, no mystery meat.
I love them. They're so juicy and tender.
How long do you think it takes to marinate a perfect piece of chicken?
Probably
20 minutes.
Yeah, about 20. An hour?
What if I told you 24 hours? Wow. I feel like one of those infomercial guys. But wait, there's more time marinating the chicken. One taste, and you're golden. Golden Chick. Come on, I need this back.
Okay.
Welcome back. Golden Chick halftime show here in Guthrie, Oklahoma. Both teams on the field here on this Friday night. Glad to have you on board on this September 7th rainy Friday night. Ponca City Wildcats leading the Guthrie Blue Jays by a score of 7-0. Down on the field, Phil Nichols. On the stats, Craig Fleck. On the camera tonight, Brad Hinkle. Casey Porter join us here in a matter of moments. I'm Chris Evans, and we'll see what the Blue Jays can do to get this second half going in the right direction. As we get set, we'll go downstairs. We'll get Phil Nichols, get his first. He'll have the first chance tonight at the Eskridge Chevrolet's keys to the second half.
Well, guys, key to the second half, we got to get some field position, put some points on the board. That's the obvious statement. But I think Jackson Waddell is going to be key to the second half. I think his arm being able to connect with number 1, Brody Hinkle, and number 3, Marcellus Owens, is going to be a big factor in how this game turns out. And I look for the senior, 25th start, I believe you said, Craigo. I believe, that's really going to show in the second half.
Casey?
Yeah, the Blue Jays obviously having a first half to where I said going into the halftime locker room, it was all about just simply survival. It was about, Ponca City got the ball to start the game, got a couple first downs, didn't score, but did flip field position, and they played that field position the entire first half. Guthrie got a couple of first downs on their 4th possession of the first half, and then fumbled the ball, which directly led to Ponca City the only score of the game. So you started to get field position back, then you turned it back over, and you lost that again. So it was pretty much a half that nothing went right if you're a Blue Jay fan, other than the fact that you were able to hold Ponca off for only 7 points. You were able to survive. You're still in the game.
And those are your Eskridge Chevrolet's keys to the second half. As the Blue Jays have made their way onto the field, the Wildcats have made their way onto the field. Ponca City will be kicking this one off from left to right on the radio dial as we get set for what promises to be a fun ending to this one here tonight. Of course, Ponca City had a fun ending last week, despite coming on the short side last week in their home opener against Enid.
You do kind of get the feel that this first possession is huge, because you kind of feel like, don't you feel that this first possession is going to set the tone? Kind of like the first possession where Ponca came out, smash mouth, got 3 or 4 first downs, looked aggressive offensively. That set the tone of the first half for them. You feel like this first drive of the second half will set the tone for the Blue Jays, don't you?
Ponca City will kick this one off from left to right. We're underway here in the second half. It's a short kick, fielded at the 35 by Brody Hinkle to the 40 and down at the 44-yard line. It's the first time we see Brody's name on a play here, and he had a great first week in week number 0, and it'll be first down and 10 Blue Jays.
Interesting kick where you pretty almost guarantee the other team to get the ball somewhere around midfield. Obviously, you worry about the speed of Marcellus Owens, C.J. Ward. A week ago, they were worried about the speed of Will Phillips and his brother Talik Phillips. So obviously, that's the reason for that. But that's pretty tough when you put your defense somewhere around midfield just to start the possession. Big possession for this Blue Jay offense.
Twin receivers to each side. First down and 10. They'll hand it off to CJ, trying to get the edge, gets the nice range, gets the midfield, cuts at the 45 of Ponca City territory. He stepped out of bounds. They're going right at that Ponca City 45-yard line. So from 145 to the other 45, 10-yard pickup.
They can't run with CJ. I think you tilt the field to the boundary side, the short side of the field, then you run it to the wide side and let CJ just use all that room to use his speed and outrun the defense. Here you go.
Marcellus in motion, left to right. CJ again, there's a shot at this one. Continued running east, going to the east side, and he's going to lose 3 yards. Never cut it up. There's a hold at midfield, and this one likely going against the Blue Jays.
Well, unless you want to take it and make it 2nd and 13.
Yeah. That's the route I would go.
Yeah, darned if you do, darned if you don't. Do you want it to be 1st and 20 or 2nd and... Of course, Guthrie's only completed, what, 1 pass on the evening? Is that correct?
Yes.
So, I mean, you feel like you can defend the forward pass. So that's one of the big reasons. And obviously that was behind the line of scrimmage, too, so that was a spot foul. So it's not just 1st and 20, it's actually 1st and 21.
Yeah, Jace, 1 of 7 passing for 1 yard. First down and 21, all the way back to the Guthrie 44-yard line. Jackson will look to throw, and it is caught by Brody Hinkle. Nice pickup there on first down play there. Second completion tonight for Jackson.
If you'd have declined the penalty, you'd be right where you're at right now. 2nd and about 12 or 13. So that was a wash either way. Blue Jays desperately looking to make up for that penalty and get a first down.
Hinkle in the motion, right to left. Jackson rolls, couple of lead blocks for him, cuts it up, gets to the Ponca City 45-yard line, back to the original line of scrimmage. So 3rd down and 10. About 60 seconds gone by here in the 3rd quarter. Ponca City 7, Guthrie 0.
Guthrie just trying to get to the edge, trying to set the edge with a running back and balance the field, then set the edge with a running back, and then use Jackson Waddell's speed to find a crease on the corner and try to get a first down.
Jackson in the shotgun, Justin Adams on his left side, 3 receivers to the far side. 3rd down and 10 from the 45. Jays need the 35. Jackson has time to throw, still has time, comes near side, caught by Marcellus 40, makes the first guy's miss, gets the first down at the 35 and down at the 33-yard line. Need an athletic move, you got it, then you had to muscle it up for a couple extra yards for the first down.
And another thing that happened too is that offensive line gave Jackson Waddell time to not come off his first read. He came off his 2nd read and eventually came back to the other side of the field, was able to check all the way down to his 3rd receiver. To do that, you have to have a lot of time. Give his offensive line a lot of credit.
12-yard pickup, first down and 10 from the 33. Jackson lead play on the left side, and nice open field tackle there by the linebacker, number 43 of the Wildcats, to stop Jackson for no gain. 2nd down and 10.
And Blue Jays trying to run to that short side of the field on that blast play where you try to kick that defensive end out, let the quarterback get up underneath it, get to the 2nd level. Then they're trying to run wide to the widest side of the field and use their speed to outrun the defense.
2 minutes gone by here in the third. Guthrie, deepest part of the field they've gotten tonight in enemy territory. 2nd down and 10. 4-receiver set. Hand off to Adams up the middle, across the 30. Stays on his feet at the 25 and down at the 22-yard line. Pick up good enough for a Blue Jay first down. Nice tough run there by Justin Adams.
Well, Justin is so good at that zone play. You know, there's 3 options. You can bust it, you can bounce it, or you can bend it. And Justin looks like he's getting ready to bounce it. Then all of a sudden he puts his left foot in the ground. Then he busts it right up the middle to get 8 or 9 yards. He's so good at doing that.
Justin only had 22 yards on 3 carries. That one for 11 yards. Jackson keeps this one, gets a block at 20. He's at the 15, to the 10, to the 5. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jackson Waddell. And the Blue Jays on the scoreboard. Strike up the Guthrie Band.
If we said that the first possession was going to set the tone for the second half, it's a good tone to be set. You put trips receivers to the short side of the field, then you get behind him and run with that quarterback on the quarterback sweep, and it's golden goal post.
David Vargas on for the PAT, trying to tie this one up. Be kicking against that 30-foot sandstone wall. David has sent many over that wall over his career. Looking to do this one to make it a 7-7 ball game. The Wildcats can be off sides, and that will have to wait on this one here.
You know, that tempts you to go for 2, doesn't it? Take the lead.
Well, it tempts me for about 2 seconds.
Yeah.
About 2 seconds.
Well, the way you've been able to run the ball here in the second half, though. The play, obviously, is to tie the game. You have momentum. Tie the game and keep the momentum.
Vargas PAT. Good snap, good hold. The kick is plenty long enough, and it is good. Jackson Waddell and the Blue Jays tied this one up 7-7. 9:31 to play in the third quarter. Timeout from Jelsma. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football.
At Terra Insure Group, you'll be helped by lifelong Blue Jay fans, Jason Herzl, Dennis Oakes, and Seth Robbins. They aren't limited to any single provider. They'll work with you to find the carrier and the plan that fits you best. Terra Insure Group is an independent insurance agency specializing in home, auto, and commercial lines of insurance. Call Terra Insure Group at 293-4880 or stop by at 2403 South Division or visit them online at tigok.com. Terra Insure Group, insuring your world.
Have you heard the big news here in Guthrie? You know the Guthrie Tagging Agency is your local source for all your vehicles, boats, ATVs, trailers, titles, registrations, and of course driver's license renewals and replacements. But now, the Guthrie Tagging Agency helps with driver's road tests. That's right, take your road test right here in Guthrie. No more trips to Edmond or Stillwater or Enid. Call and schedule your appointment at 282-3873. Guthrie Tagging Agency, open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and on Saturdays from 9 to noon.
Blue Jays into the end zone here in the third quarter. Blue Jays go 55 yards in 7 plays. Took 2 minutes and 29 seconds off the clock. Capped off by a 22-yard touchdown run by Jackson Waddell. We're tied 7-7. That is the John Vance Motor scoring summary.
A very happy John Vance Motor scoring summary.
Vargas kick right to left. Wildcats will retrieve this one inside the 5 from the 4-yard line out to the 10 quickly on their sideline to the 15 and down at the 16-yard line. Whitfield in on the tackle, and the Wildcats take over first down and 10.
Well, you have 3 phases to a football team. You have offense, who went and scored on their first possession. You have special teams, who just had a great kick cover. And now you have defense. And finally, we're playing this football game on the shadows of Ponca City's end zone. Yes. And we'll see how they handle that. The Blue Jays were faced with that the entire first half.
Blue Jays now with more yards than Ponca City for the first time.
All of a sudden.
125 to 100 yards of offense for both clubs now. First down 10 for the Wildcats from their own 17-yard line. Shotgun snap upcoming. There it is. Little lead play up the middle. Not much there, but quarterback Welch able to get up to the 20-yard line for a 3-yard pickup.
Boy, their offense is not fancy, is it? You know, and then Coach Harmon comes from Class A Hominy, and 2 years ago in 2016 when they won a state title, a Class A school graduated 15 seniors. So you can run all those quarterback leads and just ISOs with your running backs when you have Division I players playing Class A talent.
Yeah.
When you're playing a Kelly Beebe defense, you typically need to be a little bit more creative than that.
Jake Love went to Kansas for the how many bucks, I believe it was? Nope, second down and 7. That was Tonkawa.
Yeah, that was Tonkawa. Yeah, it was the big defensive end. It was Mark, not Mark Moore, I don't think. It was a former Oklahoma State defensive back's his son ended up going to Tulsa.
Whoever it was, they were dominant in that 2016 season.
They sure were. Well, this is a huge, I do mean huge, third down for both teams.
It was a 2-yard pickup, so it's 3rd down and 5 from the 22-yard line of the Wildcats.
If they run, it's going to go left, and you wouldn't think they'd pass it.
Let's see here. 3rd down and 5. Shotgun snap. If it goes to the hands of the quarterback, then Guthrie gets it. I think Guthrie has it. Gooseby comes in on the snap that was dropped by the quarterback. Gooseby picks it up, and the Blue Jays turn yet another opponent over.
And give the coaches credit on a flat evening. It's been raining. It's not a big crowd. You're down 7-0. You've been dominated. You have a group of kids who haven't won a whole lot in the last couple of years. You get them motivated to come out in the second half and get energy going, and we have seen that in the first 2 possessions. So Ponca City was going to just try to run that thing left and play it safe. Instead, they turned it over.
Guthrie will have great field position at the Ponca City 17-yard line. So here comes Jackson Waddell, and the Blue Jay offense. Waddell had a 22-yard touchdown run on the previous possession. This is the best spot the Jays have had all night long. Ball's on the near hash mark. 3 seconds on the play clock, down to 2 seconds. And Guthrie will have to spend a timeout. And we will take a timeout with them. 8:06. Oh, we'll go ahead and leave it here. 8:06 to play until the end of this third quarter. Guthrie, Ponca City 7-7. And Jays starting to get that energy going here inside Jelsma.
They sure are, and it was energy that, just from the type of day it was, just raining all day long, to the crowd, it's just not an atmosphere that's jazzed up a whole lot. It was a situation to where, the Blue Jays had to figure out how to muster their own energy, and through, second down and 21, if you remember, 1st and 21 last possession. The Blue Jays figured out how to get a first down there. Marcellus had a big catch, and then run after the catch. You scored. Now you have a turnover. Now all of a sudden you have all the energy in the world.
Out of the timeout. It's 1st down and 10. Jackson Waddell looking at that Ponca City 4-man front. Couple linebackers there in the middle. 2 receivers to the near side. 8:06 to play in the third. Option play. Last second it's fumbled in the backfield. Kay Gugersberg was going against the grain. Adams was ready for the pitch. Gugersberg knocks it down accidentally. It's going to be a loss on a play on that very ugly looking play.
And very lucky that the Blue Jays still have the football, and we have a little extracurricular activity going on. And I think that's good officiating that nobody got a penalty. Number 7 is coming off the field, and cooler heads are going to prevail here, I do think.
Loss of 5 on the play. So it backs up to the 22-yard line. Marcellus in motion, left to right. Jackson's going to run on the left side across the 20. And they're going to mark him right down at that 20-yard line. So a 3-yard pickup.
We got more extracurricular going on here.
Of course, Blue Jays had a little bit of a scuffle last week with Shawnee. A Blue Jay player lost 2 games to suspension. And I don't see any flags down here on this one.
Nope, got it separated pretty fast. And here comes, you would think the Blue Jays are in 4-down territory being wet, although Vargas does have the leg to kick it from 37 yards, which is what it would be if you did not gain 1 yard here on the 3rd down play. So this is an interesting play. Do you try to get half of it to make the field goal better? Do you go for the whole enchilada? There's a lot of moving parts of this play.
Clock rolling, 6:35, 6:34. 3rd down and 13. 4 receiver set here from the 20-yard line. The ball goes over the head of Waddell. Picks it up. Nope, he's going to just fall on it at the 36-yard line. Loss of 16. And here comes 4th down and 29. And I don't think that's field goal range even for David Vargas.
Nope, you have field position. You're tied. There's no reason to do anything that would show panic. Just punt the ball away, use that defense that's shown to be dominant pretty much all evening long, other than after a turnover, and make it a fourth-quarter game and win it in the fourth quarter. You have the better offense. You have the better defense. You have the better players. Just don't do anything that would lose the game as opposed to Ponca City having to win it.
Feeling good about yourself. You tie the ball game. You don't score in the first half. You score on the opening drive, and you can't get anything out of this one. 4th down, 27. David Vargas in punt formation at midfield. It's a good snap. David takes his time, angles it to the near sideline, bounces at the 10, and it will go out of bounds inside that 10-yard line. 1st down and 10, Wildcats in around the 8-9-yard line.
I think Ponca is going to have to throw the ball if they want to have any chance at scoring on this Blue Jay defense. They can't just run the ball left, run the ball right, run it with the running back, running with their quarterback. That's not fancy enough to win this game on the road against the Kelly BB defense. They're going to have to take some chances. We'll just have to run that manually from now on, from the rest of the night.
Well, is the computer?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
It will be fine? Okay. Student body making some noise. David Vargas, by the way, on punts tonight, 39-yard average.
Got to watch the tight end here to the bottom if they're going to throw it.
1st down and 10. Handoff up the middle, Foss. He'll go from the 8 to the 10. Maybe a yard. Blue Jay defense playing a little bit of energy here in this third quarter.
No doubt. And, you know, you've run the ISO, you've run the power, you've run quarterback pull the ball and keep it. You've run quarterback sweep. You've done it with your running back. You've done it with your quarterback. It's been almost all inside the tackles. And so that Blue Jay defense has been able to play inside a phone booth. And because of that, anytime you allow a Coach BB team to play physical, then they're going to play well.
2nd down and 9 for the Wildcats. Under 5 to play in the third quarter. Wildcats come with a near pass. It's batted up in the air. It's intercepted. C.J. Ward inside the 5. And it's going to be a 1st down and goal for the Blue Jays. Didn't say who batted up in the air. Was it a Gooseby? But it fell into the hands of C.J. Ward. And I think it was Hector Gooseby who tipped the pass at the line of scrimmage into the arms of C.J. Ward. And now it's 1st and goal, Jays, inside the 5.
Remember, we talked in the first half, those are the passes that are the most dangerous on a wet field because you don't have a grip of the ball, you don't get the normal touch on it. And if that ball is tipped, it's going to get intercepted. And that's exactly what happened for the Blue Jays. Now they're knocking on the door looking to take the lead.
1st and goal officially at the 3-yard line.
This is what field position does to a team. When you don't have field position, it just puts you in a quandary as to how to call plays.
See if the Jays go at Justin Adams up the middle here. Marcel Souza and Brody Hinkle, the receivers on the near side. Now Marcel's in motion left to right. 1st and go from the 3. Jackson Waddell, lead play. Nowhere. Back to the line of scrimmage. Ian read that one perfectly. Tackles Jackson there at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down.
Jackson did a good job leading with that left shoulder, obviously not his throwing shoulder, and just getting down, not making a mistake. You still have 3 more downs to punch this thing in. You've been able to run the ball pretty much at will here in the second half. Just don't make a mistake and get yourself way behind the chains.
Jays to the line of scrimmage. Ball's on the near hash mark. Jays trying to score toward the rock on the left side of your radio dial. Jackson keeps it. Flag thrown. End zone. Jackson Waddell, but will it stand? He signals touchdown, but will it stand? He threw the flag. Now he'll bring it into the official. See what they come up with here. No official word yet. Looks like it's going to go. It's going to go against the Blue Jays on the illegal shift.
Oh, man.
Take off the points.
Whoa. Well, it's not a big deal yet because you can still score.
Yeah.
And if you do score, then that play is not a big deal. It only becomes a big deal if you can't score here on the next 2 plays.
Penalty moves it back to the 8-yard line. Remains 2nd down and goal. Boy, you'd love to cash in on this one.
Yep.
With all that momentum.
Really need to. Dylan Dollar trying to get everybody going. His student body Get some energy going into this Jelsma Stadium crowd.
7-7 ball game here in the third. Jays break huddle quickly to the huddle, to the line of scrimmage. 3 seconds on the play clock. 2 seconds, 1 second, and Guthrie will have to spin another timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. 3:38 to play in the third quarter. Jays threatening timeout from Jelsma Stadium. We'll go ahead and keep it here and try to figure out what our mixer.
Yeah, it's playing on the video feed, but not on the audio feed. Yeah,
I didn't even hear it in my ears. I thought it was maybe muted. Oh, did you have this one down? Channel 8 was turned down.
Well, we can try it again.
I don't want to miss this upcoming play. So, all right. Normally radio boards are the manual ones. Here, our radio board is an iPad, and the iPad has come frozen on the mixer part. Luckily, our feed to the station remains intact, and so it won't refresh on us. So we have to kind of do everything manually right now, and we missed one button of 4 buttons. So
yes. Or 400, yeah.
Yes, so we got to figure it out, just a little old school ways. Blue Jays trying to get into this end zone to break up the 7-7 ball game as they break a huddle. It'll be second down and goal from the 8-yard line, and the play clock is now into motion. The offensive line is there. Now Jackson and Kay Gugesberg, Marcellus, and Brody will approach the football. Here we go. 15 seconds on the play clock. Second and goal from the 8-yard line. 7-7 ball game. Jackson takes the shotgun snap. He'll run with the reverse South Marcellus, a throwback into the end zone for Brody Hinkle. Touchdown! A little trickery for the Blue Jays, and they're on the high side here in Jelsma Stadium. Coach Smig draws up a great play.
And you had the penalty, and you could have felt sorry for yourself, and you didn't get the touchdown, the first down play, but instead, Coach Mick, we said, no panic to this coaching staff.
Wow.
Comes up with the perfect play at the perfect time. Outstanding.
It was a perfect play call there by Coach Scott Mick. And now David Vargas will try to cap it off with a 14-7 lead here with the PAT upcoming. Snap, hold, and kick. They're all good so far. And Vargas sends it over the wall for the extra point. Guthrie has the lead for the first time tonight. 3:31 to play in the third quarter. 14-7 is the Jays' lead. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football. Nope. All right, so now we will keep it here. We're going to have to move
Tim to 3, so we'll lose Craig's audio.
Well, no, because Craig was already muted. Craig was already muted.
So I would have to unplug that channel, put it in.
You're going to have to unplug yourself to get these next commercials. And I think that's how that's how it's going to work.
Yeah, that's how it's going to have to work.
Because we can't disconnect, because then we disconnect with the station.
I can try one more time to.
Yeah, maybe leave it off for a little bit.
Yep.
Until the end of the fourth quarter and see if he gets happy. Maybe because it's not horizontal, maybe?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Who knows with technology?
Well, how about a happy John Vance Motorsporting summary?
No doubt.
After the interception by C.J. Ward, Jays took over at the 3-yard line. One penalty moved them back to the 8-yard line, but all in all, Blue Jays go at 7 plays, 3 yards, a minute 12 off the game clock, and it was two plays, 8-yard touchdown pass, Marcellus Owens to Brody Hinkle. That is your John Vance Motorsporting summary. Or it's comfortable to buy a car at John Vance. 3:31 to play here in the third. David Vargas approaches the football. This one will go into the end zone. First down and 10 for the Wildcats at the 20.
Well, we said last possession, Ponca was going to have to throw the ball if they wanted to score. They're going to have to get more creative. They did that, and it ended up in an interception that led to a touchdown for the Blue Jays. So now you haven't been able to run the ball worth a darn since about the first quarter. You just tried to throw the ball, and you just threw an interception down to the 4-yard line. You're still backed up against your own end zone. Now what do you do if you're Coach Harmon or Coach Parker calling plays for this Ponca offense?
Ponca really has not had much offense since that first quarter. They moved it pretty good.
Run left, yeah.
First down and 10, and Welch will keep it on the left side, breaks a tackle for the most part, and gets to the 25, a 5-yard pickup on first down. Clock rolling, 3:20 here in the third quarter.
This is a coach that understands that his team doesn't have a whole lot of explosive players. He knows that they have to shrink the game. They have to shrink the amount of possessions that there are in a game if they want to have a chance to defeat the Guthrie Blue Jays, and they've done what they've set out to do. It looks like they're going to make it a fourth quarter game.
Well, hand off to the receiver in motion. Worked for a touchdown earlier. This time it'll work for a first down. I believe that's going to be the wide receiver Wool, Eli Wool. A couple of Blue Jays slow to get up. It is a first down for the Wildcats.
Ponca City, this is their first possession of the game where they're actually having to play offense trailing in the game.
Injured player.
You never know how that added pressure will affect an offense.
Let's try and take a timeout. So we're going to unplug Casey.
Yes.
We're going to plug in the normal commercial into channel 2. And then this is why I say we're going to take a timeout. 2:42 to play in the third quarter. Guthrie 14, Ponca City 7. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football. No. Okay. Maybe it's the computer. I'm fresh out of ideas right now on this. It was all working all fine, and now it's just gone crazy here on the scoreboard side of thing. And I can't even bring in Craig Fleck because he was muted as well. So we will try to get all this figured out here in a matter of moments. I don't know. Phil has a great Mercy Health report, but we can't go down to him because he was muted earlier as well. So I'm starting to run. I'm fresh out of ideas right now, Casey. Well, with that, we'll resume action on a most interesting broadcast here tonight. First down and 10 for the Wildcats from their own 30-yard line. A little quarterback lead on the right side, and not much there. Maybe 2 yards out to the 32-yard line.
I think that was a computer issue, that last one. Because I know channel 2, that pot's up open. Well, they've run that play a lot, just that quarterback lead, ISO, power, little package. They have not been able to figure out how to stretch the field off of it and get any kind of play-action vertical game. Here they have an empty backfield, believe it or not. They have 3 receivers to the top, including a tight end. That tight end is covered up, though. It means they're going to run the ball.
Second down and 8, handoff. Or no, the quarterback keeps it there.
No, they handed it off.
No, they did hand it off. That's number 8, excuse me. Number 6, the quarterback handed off to number 8. Didn't get much there. Maybe number 5, sorry. I was looking down trying to fix this computer. I think, is this work?
They say talk.
It does work. Holy cow.
Yeah. As you saw that formation develop, you had 2 receivers at the top, and the one that was to the farthest outside was on the line of scrimmage. Then you had a tight end. So at that point, that tight end is not an eligible receiver. So it was a pretty much dead giveaway that they were going to try to run the ball. It's an ace over formation again, 2 tights.
Third down and 7. Looking to throw it on here. One-on-one coverage is caught at midfield. First down and more for the Wildcats. Finally drugged down at the 30-yard line. About a 47-yard pickup for the Wildcats.
When you have 2 tights and you bring everybody in the box, that guarantees you're going to get single coverage on the outside. And that's exactly what you had. You like C.J. Ward in that coverage, but that was just a great pass and an even better adjustment back to the football.
First down and 10 for the Wildcats now at the Guthrie 30-yard line. Wildcats the line of scrimmage with 2 receivers to the far side. Tight end on the left. Shotgun snap. It's a low snap. Quarterback Welch picks it up. Runs on the right side. 3 Blue Jays will bring him down after a 2-yard pickup. David Scott, Cade Whitfield in on the tackle. Richard Doolittle in there as well. Second down and 8. 38 seconds to play here in the third.
Like I said, you talk about this Ponca offense, not sexy. A lot of quarterback run, a lot of lead, a lot of ISO, a lot of power, and then a lot of sweep game. It's as old-fashioned as it gets, but they have done what they've wanted to do. Come into Guthrie, make this a fourth quarter game.
Get ready to be there here in 19 seconds. They'll end around again, trying to stretch it out on the far side. Blue Jays do a much better job on this one. Dominic Gooseby in on the tackle at the 25, a 3-yard pickup, and that will be the end of the third quarter. Blue Jays on the high side, 14-7. See if they can hold on to it here in the fourth quarter when we come back. You're listening to Guthrie Blue Jay Football on Hot 93.7 FM, KSBI.
Talk is cheap, and they're right, especially when it comes to football. Only the most talented, hardest working, most physically fit, and best coached teams win football games. It's the same with John Vance Auto Group in Guthrie. We don't just talk about great service, best price, and a free lifetime powertrain guarantee. We do it. Come by and see for yourself.
Everything you've heard about the John Vance Auto Group, it's all true.
I-35 exit 153 in Guthrie.
John Vance Auto Group.
I'm Mike Gundy, head football coach of the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Respect of the opponent, spectators, coaches, and officials is necessary at all levels of athletics and activity programs. Your conduct is a direct reflection of you, your community, and your school. Sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility. Do the right thing.
Elsma Stadium, Guthrie, Oklahoma, as we get set for fourth quarter action. The Ponca City Wildcats will have the football at the Guthrie 25-yard line, 3rd down and 5.
4-down territory, no doubt about it for them, so they can run anything and everything they want in their playbook.
6-man front for the Jays, flag thrown, false start, Ponca City.
Sometimes when you only run a handful of plays, power, ISO, lead, sweep, you got to do it out of a lot of formations, and then you have to do it out of a lot of motion. And sometimes you run so much of it that you actually window dress yourself into a mistake. And that's exactly what happened with Ponca City.
So back it up 5 yards to the 30-yard line, 3rd down and 10. Casey mentioned obviously 4-down territory here.
Yep, so you try to get about half of this back on 3rd down and make the 4th down much more manageable.
Wildcats huddle up. Both teams huddle up. When's the last time you've seen two teams huddle up offensively?
I kind of enjoy it. It gives you time to think about the next play a little bit. I think it brings more strategy into it.
First play of the fourth quarter will be a pass. Welch looking down the middle, has a receiver. It's caught at the 10-yard line. 21-yard reception for Eli Wool, the Wildcat who scored the first touchdown of the night, has his teammates first down and goal just inside the 10.
Well, and not complicated. You run the ball up the middle and your safeties think run, and then all of a sudden you spread it out with 2 receivers on each side and then just run a seam route or just kind of a skinny post. You post up inside of that safety and the quarterback throws them open, and you have sure hands and you bring it in with Eli Wool.
First and goal from the 9-yard line. 4 receiver set. Quarterback lead on the left side for Welch. He'll take it down to the 6-yard line. Pickup of 3. 2nd down and goal upcoming. 11:41 and rolling to play in the fourth quarter. Guthrie with a 14-7 lead.
Interested to see if Ponca just tries to run this thing in. You would not think in 3 plays they could make 6 yards against this Guthrie defense, especially setting up to be a goal line type defense. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Parker, the offensive coordinator for Ponca City, decides to come up with.
Wildcats break huddle. Blue Jays student body. There's not a lot of them, but they're making some noise here as the Wildcats come to the line of scrimmage. Twin receivers east side. Blue Jays load the box. Welch to throw near side. Incomplete. Looking for Eli Wool inside the 5. Bad pass there. And bring up 3rd down and goal from the 6.
And part of that was the bad snap and just being spooked from all the shenanigans that have gone on both sides as far as not being able to catch a snap, and obviously in the shotgun, so that adds a degree of difficulty to it. But really, he had Wool wide open, but he did not get a good snap. He rushed it from there, thinking he didn't have enough time and just made a bad throw. Probably would have been a touchdown if he makes a good throw.
3rd down and 6. Empty backfield, and the Wildcats will call a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. 11:07 to play in the fourth quarter. 14-7 Guthrie lead when we come back. 3rd down and goal from the 6 for the Wildcats. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football.
When garage door problems occur, don't call a kind of service company or maybe a repair guy.
Call Paul Creed at A-Team Overhead Door. Paul owns and operates his company and has over 15 years of experience in residential and commercial overhead door service. Paul provides all garage door services from repairs to installations. With free estimates, Paul will work with you to decide the best possible solution for your garage door or opener problems. Call A-Team Overhead Door today, 405-642-7065.
Accepting the loss of a loved one is the hardest thing we will ever have to do. At Nelson Monument Company, formerly Warren Monument Company, we aim to make selecting a memorial an easy and healing process. With our compassionate service, state-of-the-art design software, and our new and improved facility, we offer the best overall experience in the industry. Nelson Monument Company, located at 5305 South Division Street in Guthrie. Give us a call at 405-282-3220.
Hi, this is Asa Nelson, and from our family to yours, we would be honored to gain your trust.
Wildcats back onto the field. 3rd down and goal from the 6-yard line.
Well, it looks like Wildcats may, if they're going to run it, it's going to be right. When they don't have really, it looks like, do they have 10 guys on the field?
3, 6,
They do not
8.
have a tight end, do they? Tight end to the right.
Low snap, handoff to Foster, running back inside the 5, stopped. And then second effort gets him down inside the 1. Looked like he was down a couple of times. Boy, he runs tough, does Foss.
And well, how did he not get in? He thinks he got in, I think. I'm not sure how he didn't.
Referee had it down immediately on that far side.
Boy, that is a gutsy call just to run that thing right up the middle. Second effort by Foss.
Now we have an injured Blue Jay player.
This is a Ponca City program that is not going to be fun to play here in the upcoming years. I'll promise you that.
With the injured player down, we'll take another timeout. 10:52 to play in the ball game. Guthrie 14, Ponca City 7, but the Wildcats have a 4th and go from inside the 1 when we return. This is Blue Jay football.
Hey, Blue Jay fans, Eskridge Chevrolet is a proud supporter of Guthrie High School sports. This season, Eskridge Chevrolet at I-35 in Guthrie is cheering you the whole way and will help you score a game-winning deal in getting the new or used vehicle that you need. Don't worry about your credit history. Eskridge Chevy can get you approved. Come see us at Eskridge Chevrolet, just a short drive to I-35 in the Guthrie exit on Division Street. Call 1-800-NEW-CHEVY or visit EskridgeChevy.com.
Ponca's every slush flavor someone could ever want.
This is basically slush headquarters.
Where sour blue raspberry plans world domination.
Well, not if Lemonberry has anything to say about it.
Oh, Lemonberry, you're already sour. Come to the sour side.
Never. I'll never join you.
Refreshment just got colorful with new slush flavors like blue raspberry made with Nerds candy. And start your day with the 99-cent morning drink stop.
Sonic at I-35 and Highway 33.
This is how you Sonic.
Referee's quick on the whistle, and we missed a play, but the Wildcats score from 1 yard out, and the Wildcats are an extra point away from tying this one up.
And very intelligent. They had the entire timeout to figure out what they wanted to do. Coach Parker, Coach Harmon decide to put their quarterback under center for the first time tonight, and quarterback sneak it, and the snap was fumbled, but yet picked back up. And Ponca scores a touchdown to tie the game. So both teams have responded here in the second half to adversity.
14-14, 10:46 left in this one. Don't go away. Timeout from Jelsma. This is Blue Jay football on 93.7 FM KSBI.
Accepting the loss of a loved one is the hardest thing we will ever have to do. At Nelson Monument Company, formerly Warren Monument Company, we aim to make selecting a memorial an easy and healing process. With our compassionate service, state-of-the-art design software, and our new and improved facility, we offer the best overall experience in the industry. Nelson Monument Company, located at 5305 South Division Street in Guthrie. Give us a call at 405-282-3220.
Hi, this is Asa Nelson, and from our family to yours, we would be honored to gain your trust.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
Ponca City Wildcats go 80 yards in 12 plays. Took over 4 minutes and 46 seconds to get into the end zone. A 1-yard touchdown run by Welch, and ties the ball game at 14-14. That is your John Van Smeller scoring summary. Kickoff picked up inside the 5. Got to run, Marcellus. He gets out to the 10. He just stopped out to the 15 and kind of dodged a bullet there, as he wasn't. I thought maybe he thought it was in the end zone. I'm not sure what Marcellus thought there, but
he must have thought he was in the end zone. He must have thought the 5-yard line was the end zone, but it's kind of the kind of night it's been. And you've been in survival mode all night. Again, you kind of feel like you haven't played well. You feel like you're behind the 8 ball. You feel like Ponca's really taking it to you, but yet you look up, you have the ball with 10.5 minutes to go, and the score is tied. So you've survived all this. All you have to do is win the game just by 1 point, and you won't remember it 2 or 3 weeks from now.
First down and 10 from the 15. Jackson breaks a tackle, trying to get the edge, and does a great job just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Jackson did a great job slipping a tackle and not losing 5 yards, and then really had the ball in his offhand, and then he did a great job not fumbling, and then he just got down, lived to see another day. And we've seen the Blue Jays overcome long yardage on second down, so the Blue Jays have shown that they can do this.
Second down and 10 as we come up on 10 minutes to play in the ballgame. Jackson comes near side, caught by Marcellus, shy of the 20. The first guy misses, second guy misses, and Marcellus brought down at the 22-yard line.
Needs to put the ball away. Needs to put the ball away. I know he's trying to make a move, and he made a big move in the first half and slipped a guy for a big first or the second half for the first score of the second half, but really right there just needs to put the ball away. Don't fumble. This is a big part of the game.
Absolutely.
That was a big gain, though. You got back ahead of the chains.
Third
Marcellus
down.
is cramping right now.
Close to 4 yards. Third down and 3, though. 4 receiver set, and Ponca will jump off sides. The right defensive end jumps, and that will give the Blue Jays a first down.
Well, a big first down, if for no other reason. Obviously, you get the first down. That's huge, but you gain a little bit of field position. But more than any of all of that, you gain momentum back. If you give up a score and then go 3 and out, it's an incredible amount of momentum for the other team. You obviously avoided that, and that's after being about second down and 11.
9:23, 9:22 rolling in the fourth quarter. 14-14 ball game. It's been a good one on a rainy, soggy Jelsma Stadium. Jackson runs it here on first down. He'll sneak into the 30-yard line, pick up a 3 yards, and bring up second down and 7.
Well, Jackson does such a good job of just ducking his shoulders and not taking that hit directly on and getting forward and getting positive yards after first contact.
Blue Jays not huddling. They look at the offensive coaches on the sideline for this play call. 8:48, Brody Hinkle in the motion from right to left. Jackson to throw, flag thrown. Looking for Marcellus. It's intercepted at midfield.
Well,
and I think this penalty is more than likely going against the Jays, which obviously will be declined. And
Jackson threw a back shoulder, and Marcellus just kept running. And for two guys that have played so much football, you would not think there would be miscommunication like that. And because of it, Marcellus was not able to come back to the ball. The defender was able to undercut it, run right up underneath it, and intercept it. And now, for the first time in 2018, boys, we have adversity.
Yep. And it's at midfield right now.
We'll see how it gets handled.
Wildcats will have it first down and 10.
Relying on that defense. How many times have you done that over the years?
And a defensive type of game here tonight.
Remember, after the last sudden change, Ponca tried to go deep, and that's when Cale Kaufman tried to intercept it. You would not think they would do that here, although they've lined up with two receivers. I think they're going to go right.
Blue Jays load the defensive line. It's a snap, a quarterback, and breaks one tackle across the line of scrimmage, out of bounds at the 45. We'll see where they mark him out of bounds. It's going to be close around that 45-yard line. Oh, they're going to call him out of bounds at the 47 before he got to the 45. So just a 2-yard pickup.
And out of bounds.
Stops the clock at 8:35 in the fourth quarter. 14-14.
Ponca City just has that sneaky passing game. It seems like every time they throw it, kind of like Kansas State, every time they throw it, it seems like they're throwing it to a wide open guy or they're throwing it to a receiver who knows how to adjust back to it. Nothing fancy, nothing pretty.
Got to find Eli Wool, number 2. Of course, the tight end had a big catch. He's in the slot here on the far side. 2nd down and 8 from the Guthrie 47. Welch, nothing fancy, runs on the right side, does the quarterback. He gets it to the 46, just a 1-yard pickup. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 play for the Wildcats. A little conservative, I think, on the first couple plays.
You have field position. You want to try to win this game if you're Ponca, as deep into that clock as you can. So you don't mind going 3 and out here, although you have obviously a good setup on Guthrie's side of the field. You don't want to do anything stupid to give this field position back. You have this game at your advantage. The clock's going under 8 minutes. You have the field position. Guthrie's just thrown an interception. Don't do anything crazy to give that back. And Coach Harmon, Coach Parker, they know that.
Here we go. Nope. Is it a timeout? It is. 3rd down and 7. Timeout taken. We'll take it with them. 7:51 to play in the 4th. 14-14 ball game. Don't go away now. This is Blue Jay football.
Hello, Blue Jay family. I'm Pastor Hetty. I want to invite you to North Church Guthrie, where you can expect fun, Bible-centered kids and student ministries, life-giving groups, engaging worship, and powerful messages. I would love to see you and your family at North Church Guthrie this Sunday at 9:30 or 11 a.m. at Guthrie Upper Elementary School, where our vision is to love God, love people, and follow Jesus. And remember, God loves you, and go win.
For decades, Guthrie Athletics has been a source of pride in the Guthrie community. Hi, I'm Merritt Roberts, and I've been a Blue Jay supporter and Farm Bureau agent for many, many years.
I want to wish all the Guthrie student athletes not only a great season on the field, course, track, or court, but in the classroom as well. If integrity, honesty, and accessibility are important to you, call Farm Bureau at 620-4920 and ask for Merritt. I would welcome the opportunity to give you a professional evaluation of your insurance needs, or simply stop by and let's talk about the Jays.
3rd down and 7 for the Wildcats. Phil Nichols, Craig Fleck, Casey Porter, Chris Evans with you. Wildcats 3rd down and 7 from their own 46-yard line. 14-14 ball game.
Well, Ponca is coming out of a timeout. They are very discombobulated here. They don't exactly know what to do.
A halfback in there, couple receivers and a running back. Welch the throw. Has time. It collapses quickly, and it is incomplete. Even if on a reception had been well short of the 1st down. Kel Kaufman in on the coverage. And so now 4th down and 7, and you have to punt them and put Guthrie back in their own territory, right, Case?
Yeah, and your first play of offense is your punt return, and if you're Ponca, that's the exact opposite. That you did not make that drop-dead mistake. You still have the advantage in this game going under 8 minutes, and you have the field position being Ponca we're talking about and playing it that way. But if you're Guthrie, you need to figure out somehow to track this punt down and get a return.
4th down and 7. Punt. Wildcats punted away. Marcel's picks at the 15, but has been driven backwards all the way back to the 5-yard line. We'll see where they mark him at.
Boy, they gave him no forward progress there. Wow.
That's why I was trying to think if the forward progress is there. Luckily, Marcellus caught it. It looked like he was about to drop it.
Yeah, and that's why if you're Ponca, you didn't. I was surprised they even tried to throw the ball on 3rd down. You just try to keep the jugular on this game to where you keep playing ping pong here, to where you get the ball maybe with 2 or 3 minutes to go. You have a field goal kicker that can make it, and you try to win it on your last possession. Of course, Guthrie has the ability to go 95 yards anytime number 3 is on the field.
1st down and 10. Handoff Justin Adams. Left side cuts up to the middle at the 10. He's at the 15 and down in around the 19-yard line. They'll call it the 18 official, but it's a 12-yard pickup for Justin Adams.
Boy, again, it looks like he's going to bounce that thing to the outside, and instead he puts the right foot in the ground this time, cuts it back, and then busts it right in between the tackle and the guard and gets up to the 2nd level and has a good burst of speed to do it with and gets the 1st down.
And you still 7-18, so you can run your entire offense here at Jackson.
No doubt.
On a little lead play across the 20 at the 20, and it'll be a 3-yard pickup. 2nd down, 7 upcoming.
What you want to do at the very least is get back to about 35, 40-yard line if you do have to punt, to where now Ponca is not playing with the advantage in this game as far as field position goes.
Adams injured, comes limping off the field, the starting running back for the Blue Jays. Do remember, both teams only one timeout left in this ball game. Blue Jays 138 yards of offense. Ponca City with 189 yards of offense. But more importantly, both teams with 2 touchdowns in this one. Second down and 7 from the 20-yard line. 3 receivers set. CJ gets the carry. He's across the 25. He's across the 30 on the far side to the 35, 40. He's at 45 and driven out of bounds at midfield. A little spark for the Blue Jays here in the fourth quarter.
Boy, and came to his right, got to the second level before he made a move. Made a cut at the second level, back to his left, back to the middle of the field. And then it was just outrun everybody to the corner. And now the field position game is flipped, and the Blue Jays are on the plus side.
29-yard pickup there for C.J. Ward. Blue Jays back to the line of scrimmage. First down and 10 from their own 48-yard line. C.J. again running to the near sideline, cuts it up, gets the midfield, and down at midfield for a 2-yard pickup. CJ did a good job of actually cutting that one that time, even though he knew it wasn't going to be the big home run. He just took a little single up on the right field side for a little 2-yard pickup.
Took one right on the thigh, too. That hurts. Just kind of a little Charlie horse cramp going on now. And Justin Adams, who came off the field cramping a minute ago, he has to come back on the field, so you do not have a healthy running back right now. This would either be Jackson Waddell carrying it or a forward pass, you would have to think.
CJ, 4 carries for 52 yards. Second down and 8. Jackson, lead play. Adams leads the way. Jackson lowers the shoulder contact at the 45. More forward progress to the 44. 5-yard pickup upcoming for the Jays is third down and 3.
Well, you don't have really a healthy running back right now. You have a senior quarterback. You have a good offensive line, especially to the left, and you have your running back set to the left. This smells Jackson Waddell sweep left all day.
Ponca showing blitz on the left side. They got 4 men on the line, and they got a linebacker getting ready to come crashing in on the left side. 5 on the play clock. Jackson rolls out to the far side, gets a block by Adams, cuts it up, spins across the 40, and picks up the first down for the Blue Jays at the 39-yard line. Jays needed 3. Jackson gets 5.
No doubt, and you could see that coming. The Blue Jays do not have a healthy running back right now, and the forward pass is an iffy proposition. He threw an interception last time. He needed a big first down. You felt that coming with Jackson Waddell.
First down and 10, 5:03 to play in the fourth quarter. Jackson looks over the sideline with 14 seconds left on the play clock. This is going to have to be Jackson's drive here.
Yep, no doubt.
On this drive, the Jays want to win in regulation. Justin Adams carry on the left side. He has a haul across the far side. 35, cuts it up to the 30. First down and more as he moves a couple Wildcats down to in around the 25-yard line. Good drive here for the Blue Jays. It started at their own 5-yard line.
Other than one pass, it's all been on the ground, too, and that's where you make your money in the fourth quarter. If you're going to play a fourth quarter game, you got to be the tougher team, and you have to be the team that can run the ball and stop the run, and the Blue Jays have been that team in the fourth quarter.
12-yard run there for the Jays. First down and 10 from the 26-yard line of the Wildcats.
Adams obviously has gotten over the cramps.
Brody in the motion left to right. Jays will keep it on the ground. Adams hit immediately. This one's going to be for a loss on the play. Ponca City obviously saw that one coming. Bring up second down after a loss of 2.
When you're in that iffy territory, you need at least one more first down to even think field goal, you would think. And so obviously you run your entire playbook, but you're not thinking field goal at all at this point. You're thinking touchdown. So you're at that point to where you still have the pedal to the metal offensively.
Jackson Waddell with 3 receivers to the near side. He'll roll to the near side, looking to throw, plants the feet, has Marcellus wide open, and they cannot connect. Marcellus tripped over his feet a little bit, but I think the pass might have been a little too far toward the sideline. It's incomplete, so that will bring up a third down and 12. Marcellus is cramping there, Casey.
And on a drier day, if Jackson could have stopped his feet and surveyed the field, he had Cade Gugisberg running wide open on what they call they call it just a post route, just a kind of an arrow route back across the field against the grain, and he was running wide open.
Third down and 12, forward receiver set. Jackson looking for the receiver, and it's intercepted at the 20-yard line. 3:38 left in the ball game.
Well, not drop dead disaster. You did flip the entire field. You've given Ponca City not a whole lot of time to work with, and it's an offense that likes to go 3-4 yards at a time, only one timeout. So you did not give a return on the interception to set them up to score. So it was disappointing you didn't score to go ahead, but it was not a drop dead mistake.
Blue Jays with another turnover here tonight. As the Wildcats will have it at their own 19-yard line. Again, 3:38 left in a 14-14 ball game. Ponca City led at halftime 7-0.
Their tight end is eligible this time.
Shotgun formation. Wildcats will keep it on the ground, run on the right side, the short side of the field. Not much there. And Ford never went down, so he keeps on moving those feet for an extra couple of yards there, does the running back. And that's a pickup of 3, 2nd down and 7.
I think Ponca's probably playing for overtime at this point. I don't think in 3 minutes and 19 seconds with one timeout they have the ability to strike enough to go score to win this game. So I think they're thinking a first down or 2, kill this clock and try to win it in overtime.
3:04, 3:03 to go in the game, 14-14. Two receivers
tight
on
end
their
is not
side.
eligible this time. They're going to run it.
And it'll be the running back, Foss. Cuts it up at the 30, driven backwards. Nice tackle there by the Cade Whitfield, Blue Jay linebacker.
If you defensively, if you could, on the defensive side, identify the formation fast enough to realize there's a tight end on and a receiver that is what's called covering him up, that's on the line of scrimmage outside of him, you could diagnose that pretty fast to not only know that they're going to run it, but they're going to run it to that side. They've done that now a handful of times, and they've run that exact play every time.
Play was good enough for a first down, though, so it's 1st down and 10 from the 29-yard line. Halfback in the motion, they hand it off, and Blue Jays going right at Josh Raines, fed him to the Wolves, and up to the 30-yard line, 1-yard pickup, 2nd down and 9, clock rolling 2:12, 2:11.
What you don't want to do right now is get too aggressive downhill.
Yes.
Because they're not going to run 3 or 4 yards at a time in to win this game. The only way that they're going to win this is if you bite on one of those, let somebody get by you and run for about 50 yards.
To the line of scrimmage for the Wildcats. 2nd down 9 from the 30-yard line. Wildcats will look to throw here. They got a tight end caught at midfield, 45-40, 35-30, 25 and down at the 20-yard line. Wildcats with 1:39 left in this one.
That's what we just got through talking about. The only thing you don't want to do is to get overly aggressive, getting downhill, and let somebody get behind you on that play action and go for about 50. I wish I hadn't have said it, partner. It's almost like because I said it, I jinxed it, and it happened the next play. Of course, you cannot feel sorry for yourself. Ponca City is not really in field goal range yet, and they only have one timeout, 1:39 to go, so you just got to play defense.
Number 82 not on our roster, but it's a 50-yard reception.
The thing about that is the way he ran after he caught it. He outran the defense for about another 30.
1st down and 10 from the 20. Welch hands it off to Eli Wool, breaks a tackle, out of bounds inside the 15-yard line, stops the clock at 1:21.
And you think if they could get down to about the 10, they could place it in the middle of the field, and they do have a kicker that could make it from there. So I think they're thinking, hand this ball off, get it down to inside maybe the 10, place it in a good spot for the field goal kicker, and run the clock down and try to win it.
That clock stopped right now at the 1:21 mark.
Of course, knowing Coach Harmon, Coach Parker, they're going to go for the jugular. I think they're going to run the ball, but they're going to do it in any creative kind of way they can not to kick the field goal. No coaches like to rely on a kicking game to win.
2nd down and 5 from the 15-yard line. Man in the motion left to right, flag thrown by the umpire.
That's a huge flag because that puts them right back at the 20. That gets them right back out of field goal range. And it gets them right back to thinking, well, maybe do we need to throw the ball to get this thing to where we can get close enough to kick it.
Brings it back to the 20. It also makes it a 2nd down and 10 play.
Again, I mean, you got to overcome that big play that Ponca had. They obviously have not scored yet, and the game is still tied. So if you play defense here, don't give them any more yards. 37 yards is tough at any level.
Wildcats break huddle with 7 on the play clock. Down to 6, down to 5, down to 4, down to 3. Just get it off those Wildcats. Welch wants to throw, and he loses the football. It's picked up at the 32. It's Guthrie at the midfield. 45-40. He's headed to the house, and the Blue Jays are going to go on the high side with 1:10 left to play in the ballgame on a big play in the fourth quarter.
Wow. Are you kidding me? Wow.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
The defense has been the story of the year, and they're going to be the story here tonight. This score holds up.
Wow. On a waggle play, the safest pass play, and that's why I really thought Coach Harmon, Coach Parker would run the ball, and that's why that penalty was big too, because it made them feel like they had to throw it again to get it back into field goal range. The next thing you know, how about that pressure from that Blue Jay defensive line? Coach Beebe's done it so many times. Unbelievable.
David Vargas on for the PAT. Snap, hold. Kick is up, plenty long enough, and it is good. Guthrie back on the high side. And, well, of course, it comes from the Guthrie defense. 21
Beautiful day to introduce people to the golden goodness of Golden Chick. So this is your first time you had Golden Chick. What do you think? Absolutely delicious. These are 100% tenderloin, no mystery meat.
I love them. They're so juicy and tender.
How long do you think it takes to marinate a perfect piece of chicken?
Probably
20 minutes.
Yeah, about 20. An hour?
What if I told you 24 hours? Wow. I feel like one of those infomercial guys. But wait, there's more time marinating the chicken. One taste, and you're golden. I need this back.
F&M Bank is a neighborhood bank with 8 branches and 17 ATM locations across 4 counties in central Oklahoma. F&M Bank can help you with all of your personal, business, and agricultural banking needs, or simply add efficiency to your business. Check out F&M Bank with online and mobile banking at www.fmbankok.com or download their app and have all of their services in the palm of your hand. F&M Bank is a neighbor you can count on. F&M Bank, member FDIC.
21-14 in a unbelievable fourth quarter.
Wow. This has been a fun game, hasn't it?
Ponca City now kind of reset here. 1:07 left in the ball game. They still have 1 timeout left.
Wow. That was quite a turn of events. Guthrie was driving to take the lead through the interception. Ponca got the ball back, then they were driving to take the lead. Had it down to the 15-yard line at one point. Looked like they were setting up for a field goal. Then another scoop and scores. That's 6 defensive touchdowns on the year now.
Starting to lose count. 73-yard fumble recovery. Scoop and score by Dominic Gooseby. Jays 21-14. That is a very happy John Dance Motors scoring summary.
Wow, that was incredible.
David Vargas will kick left to right. Trying to see exactly where they picked the ball up. We'll get that here in a second. Vargas kicks it left to right on the radio dial. It's fielded inside the 5. Here's the return. Still got a tackle out there. Out to the 15, 20, 25. Still on his feet. Out to the 30 and down at the 30-yard line. First down 10. Wildcats 59 seconds. Got to find that big 82, Casey.
Yeah, we have not seen Ponca throw the ball when they have been forced to throw it all night, as far as just draw back and throw it. None of the play action will work. None of the Y-hots will work. So you're curious to see what it'll look like whenever they just put 4 receivers out there, run 4 routes, and try to pick them apart.
Scoop and score.
Unbelievable. Wow.
I think that might be the headline tomorrow on Guthrie Sports page.
No doubt.
First down and 10 for the Wildcats from the 30-yard line. And we have a flag thrown by the official. By the referee, should say. The referee's going to discuss this one.
can still hear you.
First down and 10. Man, I think was there 12 men on the field, and I think Guthrie had to spend a timeout before, Casey.
I think so. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, it was officially picked up at the 32-yard line on that scoop and score. So 32-yard line. So
68 yards.
68 yards. Not that it matters, but here we go. Resuming action here with 59 seconds. Guthrie out of timeouts. Pass on the far side caught at the first down marker at the 40-yard line. So that's first down for the Wildcats.
And the big deal here with only one timeout, you got to at least get past the sticks to get the clock stopped or get out of bounds. And the Ponca City Wildcats did get the first down to stop the clock. Then you got to hurry up and run the next play.
Down to 50 seconds, 49 seconds. 4 receiver set. Welch comes to the near side. Got to make an open field tackle, and that's exactly what happened. Big time tackle there by C.J. Ward. 38 seconds and rolling. CJ doesn't make that tackle. He's got at least 20, 30 yards downfield.
And gets out of bounds.
Yes.
And Ponca City had to use their last time out on that because of it.
With 35 seconds, we dare go nowhere.
Oh, yeah, and people will say, well, why haven't you been able to do this all game? It's a little bit different when your corners are cushioned about 10 or 15 yards, and their whole idea is to let you catch it and then try to tackle you while you're in bounds. Blue Jay Band has been very active all night, haven't they?
They have. Blue Jays will be off next week, the bye week. And the Blue Jays will be on the road to begin district play on September 21st at Piedmont.
Interesting game. Piedmont struggled so far this year, but you know they'll be tough at home.
Second down and 3 from the 47, but more importantly, 37 seconds left. 4 receiver set. Welch throws it as he's hit. It's intercepted at the 35, at the 40. Marcelo Soa's trying to take it to the house. 40, 35, 30. There is a flag down. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Blue Jays. We'll see if it stands.
You would think that's going to be holding. That's the spot of the field where holding is called. And that would be declined, and the Blue Jays are going to go home happy and victorious in this one.
Officials discussing, but Blue Jays players are showing touchdown, and indeed, it's against the Wildcats. And
well, how many defensive scores is that this year now? I know it's at least 7. I think it's 8.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look at it. I have lost count.
I think that's 8 defensive scores.
27-14, 24 seconds left in this one.
Give the Ponca City Wildcats a lot of credit. They gave a valiant effort. They fought hard. They are the future for that program is ahead of them. They will, under Coach Harmon, Coach Parker, they have good young groups of players. They're going to get a lot better. But for tonight, this has been a joyous last 2 minutes for this Blue Jay team, and the magic is back.
Extra point is good. Guthrie on top, 28-14. Timeout from Jelsma. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football.
It's a beautiful day to introduce people to the golden goodness of Golden Chick. So this is your first time you had Golden Chick. What do you think?
Absolutely delicious.
These are 100% tenderloin, no mystery meat.
I love them. They're so juicy and tender.
How long do you think it takes to marinate a perfect piece of chicken?
Probably 20 minutes. Yeah, about 20.
An hour?
What if I told you 24 hours? Wow. I feel like one of those infomercial guys. But wait, there's more time marinating the chicken. One taste, and you're golden. Golden Chick. Come on, I need this pack.
F&M Bank is a neighborhood bank with 8 branches and 17 ATM locations across 4 counties in central Oklahoma. F&M Bank can help you with all of your personal, business, and agricultural banking needs, or simply add efficiency to your business. Check out F&M Bank with online and mobile banking at www.fmbankok.com or download their app and have all of their services in the palm of your hand. F&M Bank is a neighbor you can count on. F&M Bank, member FDIC.
Blue Jays getting ready to head to 3-0 on the season.
Who would have thunk it?
14-14 ball game most of the second half. But then the Blue Jays, a couple late touchdowns here in this fourth quarter. Lead it now 28-14. Vargas kick left to right. Two defensive scores here late in the fourth quarter will make the Blue Jays 3-0 on the season. They'll go into a bye week next week. And then, again, district play just a few weeks away in Piedmont.
Well, it is a fun time of year. The baseball season's getting ready to kick into playoff mode here in a couple of weeks. You're starting to get into conference football at the college level. You're starting to get into district play at the high school level. It is the funnest time of year.
John Vance Motor scoring summary. 54-yard interception return for Marcellus Owens. I believe that is his third pick six of the season. As your John Vance Motor scoring summary, it's comfortable to buy a car. First down and 10 for the Wildcats at the 20-yard line. Hand off to the running back. Could be the final play. Drugged down for an 8-yard pickup. Maybe time for one more if the Wildcats want to take that.
Well, their coaches have left the booth, so I think they pretty much called it a night, and probably for good reason. Lined up at the 50. They will not be happy going back up north to Kay County, but they did fight hard.
2 seconds, 1 second, and they will not take the snap here.
This was a good win for this Blue Jay team. They had to fight adversity. They had to fight a little bit of flatness early on, and were able to overcome it and get a win.
Blue Jays trailed at halftime 7-0, but rally late in the fourth quarter with two defensive touchdowns to win this one over the Ponca Wildcats. Final score 28-14. Coming up after this, it's the Terra Insure Group post-game show. We'll hear from Coach Kelly Beebe. We'll have final stats and some scores from around the state of Oklahoma. Blue Jays win. Blue Jays win. Timeout from Jelsma. This is Guthrie Blue Jay football.
Glenda here with Jim and our Red River Roofing crew. You've known us for 16 years of quality roofing services, and we are also proud installers of Diamond Coat pre-finished siding.
This quality wood siding product is scratch resistant, comes in custom color options, and will actually increase your home's resale value.
With a 30-year no-fade warranty, this siding is sure to impress.
Durability is #1, so choose a stylish exterior siding that will last.
Call today to boost your home's curb appeal with beautiful Diamond Coat siding. Visit us at redriverroofing.com.
Coming up next, it's the Terra Insure Group postgame show featuring stats, highlights, plays of the game, on-field interviews, and the player of the game.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
What a night for the Guthrie Blue Jays where they defeat the Ponca City Wildcats. Final score, 28-14. It was a 7-0 game, Ponca City at halftime.
It was that close all night, yeah.
Yeah. And, the Blue Jays win it here. Two defensive scores late in the fourth quarter, a scoop and score for about 60-some-odd yards, and then a 50-some-odd interception return, and that's the difference here tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. It was nip and tuck, and there was a lot of ebb and flow, and that was just a whale of a high school football game. And like I said a minute ago, it just seems like that magic is back on that Blue Jay sideline. And when things get down like that, you just kind of are now, instead of waiting for something to go wrong, you're starting to wait for something to happen right, and that's happened all year long for the Blue Jays.
Coming up here in a matter of moments, we'll have the Guthrie North Church player of the game after Coach Kelly Beebe addresses the football team, as you see there on your video screen. And we'll also have some final stats, all that good stuff. John Vance Motor scoring summary tonight. Ponca City got on top 7-0 in the second quarter. 5-yard touchdown run by Eli Wool. And that was the halftime score. Blue Jays tied it up 7-7 in the third quarter. Jackson Waddell with a 22-yard touchdown run as the Jays go 55 yards in 7 plays. Blue Jays got the lead for the first time tonight, made it a 14-7 ball game. 8-yard touchdown pass after Jackson handed off to Marcellus. Marcellus took it and passed it to Brody Hinkle for the 8-yard touchdown pass, and it was 14-7 with 3:31 left in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, Ponca City ties it up with a 1-yard touchdown run by Welch, made it a 14-14 ball game. And then the two defensive scores with 1:07 left and 24 seconds left. Dominic Gooseby with the scoop and score, and Marcellus Owens with a pick six, his third of the season. And those two defensive scores come late, and the Blue Jays win it 28-14. Guthrie moves to 3-0 on the season. The Ponca City Wildcats, two tough games, Casey.
Yeah,
that
no
comes
doubt.
down on basically the final minute of the ball game. Lose it to the rival Enid last week, 20-13, and then here tonight to Guthrie, 28-14.
And that goes to show you just how much improvement they've made, but it also goes to show you that, you know, that this Blue Jay team still has magic. And obviously with 8 scores defensively on the year, that magic has translated to the defensive side.
Okay, give us 1 second here. I'm going to take you off, Casey. And then I'm going to move that one there. And then here in a second, we're going to move me. But, Phil, we're going to let you take the first couple questions here tonight. As well, let's get the camera situated before we so we can have a good video broadcast of this. Let me get you set up here. Okay. Now let's go downstairs with Phil Nichols with tonight's Guthrie North Church Player of the Game.
Guys, I'm here with senior Dominic Gooseby. Dom, I mean, did you have to do that to us old guys? I mean, we're sitting here, you know, stressing out a little bit, but great ball game. Kind of walk us through, though, the last play of the game, or not the last play, but the last play where you scooped and scored. Walk us through that, kind of what was going through your mind when you looked down and saw the pigskin sitting on the ground.
Well, I mean, David Scott did a great job getting back there, hitting the quarterback's arm, making it a fumble, and I was like, oh, snap. The ball's on the ground, pick it up. They didn't say it was down. So I just picked it up and I took it to the house, and I would just like to thank my teammates, defense, but definitely David Scott helping me on that play. All things go to him on that play, and I just capitalized on it, and it was just a good play for me.
Dominic, we think that is, I believe we're correct, guys, with 8 defensive touchdowns so far for the year. Defense has risen to the occasion every week, has really done an outstanding job. Walk us through a little bit about that defensive mentality. I know we all say Coach Kelly Beebe is the best defensive coach in the state of Oklahoma. We truly believe that. Walk us through, though, just the mindset of this defensive unit after 3 weeks. Like Coach Beebe said, we're 3-0 for the first time in a long time. So talk about that.
Well, I mean, defense, we're just dogs and we're dirty with it. If you don't want to be a part of our defense, you shouldn't just be out there. Yeah, but if you don't want to be a part of it, you don't need to be on it. And if you ain't mean enough, I guess you ain't going to play. And the people that rotate in, they're mean enough to play with us. So I can't see why Coach Beebe is the best defense coach on all of 5A. We have the best defense to me in 5A, and that's just it, plain and simple.
Dom, Coach Porter up here in the booth. Congratulations on a great game tonight. And I kind of wanted to take you back to the entire evening. You know, it had been raining all day, and you get here, it's raining, and the crowd's not very big, not a whole lot of energy. Seemed like Ponca City had the ball the whole first half. It was the first time all year that your team, your defense, had to face adversity. Obviously got you guys past that test with flying colors.
Yeah, it's just a mindset thing. And we knew it was going to be raining. Coach Beebe told us. He told us it was going to be a dogfight all week. We kind of slugged through practice, but we showed up on game day and we played our hearts out. That's all I can say. I'm proud of my defense. And as a team captain of the team and of the defense, I'm just proud of everybody that subbed in, rotated in, did their job. I can't ask more of my defense, and I'm just proud of them.
Well, I got to say, it's always a lot better to win going into a bye week, isn't it? That makes it a lot funner, that bye week, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
All right, Dominique, great job tonight, and congratulations on a wonderful game. Congratulations on being awarded a captain this year and being the player of the game this evening. What a wonderful performance you've given all season, obviously including tonight. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you.
That is the Guthrie North Church Player of the Game tonight in Dominic Gooseby, one of the two big defensive scores in the final 60 seconds of this one for the Blue Jays defeat the Ponca City Wildcats by a final score 28-14. Take a time out. When we come back, we'll hear from the successful head coach of the Blue Jays, Coach Kelly Beebe, after this timeout. This is the Terra Insure Group postgame show.
At Terra Insure Group, you'll be helped by lifelong Blue Jay fans, Jason Herzl, Dennis Oakes, and Seth Robbins. They aren't limited to any single provider. They'll work with you to find the carrier and the plan that fits you best.
Terra Insure Group is an independent insurance agency specializing in home, auto, and commercial lines of insurance. Call Terra Insure Group at 293-4880 or stop by at 2403 South Division or visit them online at tigok.com. Terra Insure Group, insuring your world.
After this, we bring you more from the stadium as the Terra Insure Group postgame show continues.
I'm Brian Sturkle with Interbank. You can bank on Guthrie's home team, the banking professionals at Interbank. Our decision makers and the people who serve you work closely together to provide responsible service and personal attention. We appreciate your business and look forward to seeing our friends in Guthrie and the surrounding communities at the Blue Jay football games. We're located at 224 East Oklahoma, or you can reach us by phone at 282-0470. Interbank, in it for you. Member FDIC.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
Jelsma Stadium. Terra Insure Group post-game show. Blue Jays win at final score over the Ponca City Wildcats, 28-14. Blue Jays with two late defensive scores in this one. A scoop and score by Dominic Gooseby and a pick six return for Marcellus Owens is the difference here tonight after a sloppy first half just because of the weather out there. No fault of the team. The ball was wet. The field was wet. But the Blue Jays come through to go to 3-0 on the season. Time now to go downstairs with Phil Nichols with tonight's successful head football coach once again, and Coach Kelly Beebe.
Guys, I am here with head football coach Kelly Beebe. Coach, we were talking with Dom. I think that's 8 touchdowns so far in the season your defense has given you, and, great ball game. You were telling everybody all week that would listen, this is not what we're used to seeing from Ponca. This is going to be a good football game. And, boy, it was a whale of a football game.
Well, I just first of all, I want to say hats off to Scott Harmon, Ponca City. They're a completely different football team they were a year ago. I jokingly, our kids said it, but we will definitely talk about it more on Monday. Now, we had a little bit of a letdown this week. We started school on Tuesday. Schedules got changed. We felt like we had 2 big-time wins over Shawnee and Enid, and I think that they, in the back of their mind, didn't think Ponca could come in here and do this. And, I tried to stress to him, I know this coach, I know the mentality he'll bring, and they're going to try to line up and dominate us. And I thought we were very fortunate to only be 7-0 at half, and went in and made some good adjustments at halftime, we felt like, based on what they were doing offensively and defensively, challenged the kids a little bit, and, made a dogfight out of it. I think we scored 14 in the first 6-7 minutes of the third, and then came up with a couple of huge plays there, Dom's play, and CJ had a pick down here off Hector's deflection, and then the defensive line just got challenged. And, of course, we were out the services of our Willie linebacker, Trevay Williams, tonight, who's a big old kid in the middle. So we had a lot of things that we were facing tonight, and we looked like we were facing adversity in the first half. In the second half, we looked like we came out to battle and let the chips fall, and luckily they fell in our favor.
Coach, you hit on it just a second ago about only being down 7-0 at halftime and feeling fortunate for that. And that's because Ponca City, after they took the ball to start the game, they had field position the entire first half. Even after they scored the first time, that's a tribute to your defense that you were playing with your backs against the wall the entire first half, field position-wise, only gave up 7 points.
Yeah, they scrapped around pretty good. Their pass protection was good. Quarterback had a quick release. And so as far as our progression as a football team, this was an outstanding football game for us to be in. 3-0 going into a bye week, get healed up a little bit, got some ankles and, 3-game-in injuries, and, work some fundamentals and get back to work. But, defensively, I thought our kids they really battled because they were seeing an animal that they haven't seen very much, which is power, counter, and lead, and then they mix in some jet concepts and do a good job offensively. So, very, very good developmental game for us. Proud of all the coaches. Again, the halftime adjustments were outstanding. We came right out and scored, to turn the ball game around. Got some 3-and-outs and turnovers. to get this, back in 14-all.
Well, and you mentioned power counter lead and not having seen that from Ponca City in the past, Coach, and you mentioned the progression of getting better, and you got to like the fact that you got to face that against a very physical team in Ponca before you go into a Piedmont team that's going to run a very similar offense, at least they have in the past to that.
Yeah, and I haven't seen Piedmont. I may be the only guy that was not looking past this ball game. I'm going to start work on them probably tomorrow. Just as far as getting some information and looking around. I don't know how they did tonight. They had Weatherford. But just we're in a really good place right now. And, steel sharpens steel. And the adversity we face tonight will only help us.
Coach, talking about Guthrie down 14-7, get the ball inside Ponca City's 5-yard line. Jackson to Marcellus to Brody on that 8-yard touchdown pass. Talk about that great play call.
Well, again, Coach Mick, he gets in tune with these guys and gets situations set up. And these guys, Coach Rice, Coach Mashu, Coach Sanders, they practice these situations and scenarios, all week long, waiting for the right moment. We had another opportunity earlier in the game and wound up having to call a timeout for fixing to get delay a game off a sudden change. So, that doesn't happen in the 5 seconds in between plays. That happens on Saturday and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday, when those guys are repping those and trying to create the perfect situation to run them. So that's preparation, meeting effort and very successful. And that was a huge play,
Coach, I mentioned it to Dom earlier when we were talking to him in our conversation, but obviously you play the 0 week, which means you get the bye, which is kind of neat in high school football. We never used to do that, but It's always best to go into that bye week off a win, isn't it?
Well, yes, absolutely. The first year we did it, we won. The second year we did it, we lost. And I thought it was the dumbest thing we ever did. And this year we did it, and we were fortunate enough to win. So I think it was a pretty smart thing right now. It's all second guessing, but and I want to say something about our student section and our crowd on a rainy night. Whoever came here tonight, I think got to see a whale of a football game. Both sides.
Best game of the year.
Both sides. Very physical. More good things to come. We just got to continue to improve, continue to work, lift them weights, run them sprints, study the film, and take it one game at a time.
Coach, one last thing. I know you need to give props to your athletic director, John Chappell. The amount of work that he had to put in today, starting with the cross country that he had this morning, ending with, I think he mowed the field at 3 o'clock this afternoon. He was like a drowned rat all day long. He just ran around to get this thing ready. Give him some credit.
Here's the deal with Chap. You can always tell if Chap's coming to work. If he's coming to work, he's got on tennis shoes, short pants. And if he's coming to AD and sitting in his office, he's got on his penny loafers. So I felt good. He has a pair. He had some moccasins or something on yesterday because he wasn't doing anything because he'd worked all day long the day before. So every once in a while he takes that advantage of being the AD and he sits in the office for a little bit. But no, he had his tennis shoes on today. And you guys know, every time I get a chance, I say something about Chap because, Chap is Guthrie, and Chap cares more about the kids of Guthrie probably than he does himself, and does everything he can. And he's tireless in that effort, and we're blessed to have him.
Piedmont looks like they're getting ready to get that first win, 21-10. Less than a minute left in the fourth quarter, and Carl Everett, Dell City are in overtime, 25-25.
Wow, okay.
So a couple good games there, and I know you got a couple weeks to get ready for them. Enjoy the off week, Coach. I know you guys got a lot of homework and a lot of stuff to get ready.
Absolutely.
But congratulations on a 3-0 start against 6A schools too, Coach. It's not just anybody. It's a much improved Ponca City Ball Club that you saw tonight, and so 3 great wins to begin the season. Non-district. Now the true season begins here in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely. We're going to just want to thank you guys for all you do, getting our name out there for our kids and helping out in the community. And we're going to enjoy the heck out of this one, and we'll be back to work on Monday.
Absolutely. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, fellas.
Head Coach Kelly Beebe here on the Terra Insure Group post-game show as the Blue Jays take down the Ponca City Wildcats. Final score 28-14. As you heard, Coach Beebe and the Blue Jays will have a bye week this week, and then they'll get set for the Piedmont Wildcats on the road to begin district play. With that, we're going to take a timeout here on the Terra Insure Group postgame show. Take a look at a few stats and maybe a little bit of stats and numbers on this one. This is the TIG postgame show.
Hello, Blue Jay family. I'm Pastor Hetty. I want to invite you to North Church Guthrie, where you can expect fun, Bible-centered kids and student ministries, life-giving groups, engaging worship, and powerful messages. I would love to see you and your family at North Church Guthrie this Sunday at 9:30 or 11 a.m. at Guthrie Upper Elementary School, where our vision is to love God, love people, and follow Jesus. And remember, God loves you, and go win.
Don't go away. More of the Terra Insure Group postgame show in a moment.
Hey, Blue Jay fans, Eskridge Chevrolet is a proud supporter of Guthrie High School sports. This season, Eskridge Chevrolet at I-35 in Guthrie is cheering you the whole way and will help you score a game-winning deal in getting the new or used vehicle that you need. Don't worry about your credit history. Eskridge Chevy can get you approved. Come see us at Eskridge Chevrolet. Just a short drive to I-35 and the Guthrie exit on Division Street. Call 1-800-NEW-CHEVY or visit EskridgeChevy.com.
Welcome back. Terra Insure Group post-game show here in Guthrie, Oklahoma, inside Gelsma Stadium as the Blue Jays move to 3-0 on the season. Be sure to go by Terra Insure Group, 2403 South Division, right across from the Beacon Drive-In, or go to TIGOK.com, and they have everything on that website. You can kind of check out what you're looking for right there. I know you're going to find a quote. They got so many people working for them and working for you. Type in your numbers, and they'll pull you right up, and then you call the guys, Seth Robbins, Jason Herzl, Dennis Oaks, on Monday morning, and they will take care of you as the Blue Jays win it here tonight, 28-14. Chris Evans, Casey Porter with us here on the TIG postgame show. And
we've had so many issues. I was thinking my microphone was shut down for the rest of the evening. So, very good.
Well, I mean, again, 3-0,
yes.
6A schools.
Fantastic. I mean, and the greatest thing, and I said, I think this was obviously I think the coaches would probably take a game that wasn't quite as difficult, but I think this was the perfect game for this team to play going into the bye week. They got tested. They got to see adversity, they got to respond to adversity, and they got to come through and win the game. And so I think from all those perspectives, this is the type of game that you wanted to have to play. You thought you were going to get it weeks 1 and week 2. You didn't. You got it week 3. And so now that you know how the kids are going to respond if there is a little bit of adversity. And so that makes you feel better as a fan and a coach.
And as you heard, Coach, the Jays were without Turvey Williams, serving a 2-game suspension with last week's little scuffle. I mean, there was no punches ever thrown. He just clipped the guy from behind. The Shawnee kid also suspended 2 games. So with that, lessons learned.
No doubt.
From moving the rest of the way.
Well, you're talking about
last week's little deal, just so you don't, it was one of those deals. You defend your teammate. Do you not defend your teammate?
I'll say this: I don't know how you can change the rule.
Yeah,
I mean, the rule is you can't come off the bench. You can't. I'll say this: Turvey did nothing wrong.
Yeah,
absolutely. As a matter of fact, I'm proud of him, and I've told him that. I told C.J. Ward I was so proud of him I couldn't see straight. Marcellus, I told him I was proud of him. He said, "Coach, you don't need to be proud of me. I wasn't going to run over there and do anything because I was going to get my butt kicked." He goes over there on that sideline. He said, "I weigh about 120 pounds. I wouldn't." It said, but I want to say on the record that Turvey Williams, in my opinion, okay, now I'm not saying the OSSA is wrong or anything because you have rules, and you have to have rules against fighting.
Sure.
I get that. But I'll say that there's nothing else Turvey could have done.
Yeah.
You cannot sit there and let one of your – CJ got cheap shotted. Point blank. He got cheap shotted. Not once.
Twice.
He got cheap shotted once. He started walking off. Then he got cheap shotted a second time. And I'll say this. Turvey Williams didn't respond until the second time CJ got cheap shotted. What's a guy supposed to do?
Yeah.
And Turvey Williams, from the video we saw, didn't throw a punch.
Nope.
He threw a guy down, the guy that cheap shotted C.J. Ward. He came to the defense of his teammate. And not only did he not do anything wrong, that's the type of thing that'll galvanize teammates and players and bring them together, because that's what you have to do if you're Turvey. Matter of fact, if he didn't do that, I would have been disappointed.
Yeah, so anyway, started the one game, he'll be out the next game against
Am I wrong
Piedmont.
anywhere there?
No, I think you said it just right. So, but here tonight, most important, Blue Jays win it 28-14. We're going to take our final time out on what's been a crazy broadcast night. Our mixer board has gone down. We've moved so many cables around.
Yeah.
And so maybe it's the weather affecting our stuff too. who knows? But anyway, we're going to take our final time out. When we come back, we'll wrap up the Terra Insure Group postgame show, and we'll take a couple of weeks off and get ready for Guthrie Piedmont here on September 21st in Piedmont, Oklahoma. Final time out. This is the Terra Insure Group postgame show.
When it comes to Guthrie Blue Jay Athletics, Hayes Funeral Home is a proud supporter from the first game all the way to the championship game. Along with many years of experience in funeral service, the Hayes family brings compassion and professional service during difficult times. Owners Chuck and Lynette Hayes take pride in providing families and their loved ones quality care. Chuck and Lynette have not only supported families in the Guthrie area for countless years, but have supported Guthrie student athletes succeeding on the playing field and in the classroom. Hayes Funeral Home is located on the corner of Noble and Wentz, or simply give them a call at 405-282-3100.
Final thoughts from the stadium are ahead on the Terra Insure Group postgame show.
When garage door problems occur, don't call a kind of service company or maybe a repair guy. Call Paul Creed at A-Team Overhead Door. Paul owns and operates his company and has over 15 years of experience in residential and commercial overhead door service. Paul provides all garage door services from repairs to installations. With free estimates, Paul will work with you to decide the best possible solution for your garage door or opener problems. Call A-Team Overhead Door today. 405-642-7065.
At Terra Insure Group, you'll be helped by lifelong Blue Jay fans, Jason Herzl, Dennis Oakes, and Seth Robbins. They aren't limited to any single provider. They'll work with you to find the carrier and the plan that fits you best. Terra Insure Group is an independent insurance agency specializing in home, auto, and commercial lines of insurance. Call Terra Insure Group at 293-4880 or stop by at 2403 South Division or visit them online at tigok.com. Terra Insure Group, insuring your world.
Welcome back. Final time here on the Terra Insure Group post-game show. It is past my bedtime on this Friday night. Got a lot of college football to get to tomorrow, and but it's on the high side as the Blue Jays win it tonight over the Ponca City Wildcats, 28-14. Blue Jays will try and make it 4-0 against some other Wildcats on September 21st when they travel to Piedmont, Oklahoma, as the two defensive scores in the final 67 seconds of this ball game. It was 14-14. Ponca City's coming down to win the ball game. Ball slips out of the quarterback's hand. Scoop and score the other way. And the Jays escaped that one. I don't know if it feels like they escaped that one.
No doubt. Well, they escaped because it was the way the game was played. Ponca City dominated the first half. They had the ball on Guthrie's side of the field the entire first half. Guthrie survived, only down 7-0. And then Guthrie regains the lead in the third quarter. You think, okay, here we go. Then all of a sudden, here comes Ponca again. Yep. They score. Then then you have that big, long pass play. There's like 1:20 left. You're thinking, well, they're just going to kick a field goal, win the game. Mm-hmm. And then they try to throw the ball. Guthrie gets a scoop and score on a pressure on the quarterback. And then really the second score is just Ponca just trying to scramble and do something offensively.
That's just a little icing on the cake there.
Man, we've seen so many of these where the defense is just pulled this Guthrie team out. Now the offense would, Coach McDowell, you had the trick play, you had a couple of really nice drives, you had some first downs on drives that you didn't score. So the offense was good too, but we've seen so many times where this Kelly BP defense has pulled this team out of the fire, and they did it again tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. And Ponca City is a much, much improved ball club, and we knew that was coming. Scotty Harmon, he's won state championships. He's going to bring him. And I said it before, if he can't do it, I don't know who can in Oklahoma high school football. He's a good coach, and we see that already 2 games into the season for Ponca City.
That program is going to continue to rise.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how far it can rise in a 6A level, there's probably a ceiling to it.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, 6A2 is not that great. Although we see Del City, what they've done to McGinnis and now what they're doing to Carl Albert, they just put the whoop down to McGinnis in 0 week.
47-7.
Yeah, and now they are still tied with Carl Albert. Is that correct?
Last
that we saw that they were still tied with Carl Albert. So obviously Del City, very good. Stillwater, very good in 6A2. So the ceiling, who knows how high that is for Ponca, but I can tell you this. Their young classes, their 8th grade class, their 9th grade class, their sophomore class, extremely talented. Ponca City is going to be a team that you don't want to see in your schedule anytime in the near future.
Yeah, Carl Albert with the overtime lead right now, 32-25, Del City with the football. And this Guthrie program now 3-0. It just also shows you just can't show up and win these games if you're Guthrie. And that's another learning tool, as Coach Beebe said. You gotta come every single week, and especially you're off to a good start. You can't go in there light against Piedmont. You can't go light against Guyman. You can't go light against Lawton. You got to go in there and compete. you're good, but you're not that good just to show up and win.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I think the Blue Jays found that out tonight. And I'll say this because I love the kid to death, and you know what I think of him and how much respect I have for him and how good I think he is. But it's you know what's exciting for me is we got to see a game that the Blue Jays won, a very tough game where your quarterback really didn't have to do a whole lot.
Yeah.
You know, usually Jackson Waddell is just so efficient, and he had some big runs and stuff, but he wasn't as efficient as normal. Because obviously the ball was wet, it was bad conditions and all that kind of thing, and you had to do that in those conditions with your quarterback not being able to throw the ball as he normally does because of it. And so for me, that's exciting to know that you can win a game against a good team like Ponca without doing those kinds of things offensively, and the Blue Jays were able to do that this evening.
Again, Piedmont Wildcats tonight take down Weatherford 21-10. Piedmont now 1-1 on the season, and they will be at Noble next week.
That'll be a good game.
And so Noble, I think we're losing or dropped one to Ada, who's now in 5A football earlier tonight. So anyway.
God's country. That's what they say when you show up at Ada. Welcome to God's country.
Well, here in Blue Jay land, Jays win it 28-14 over Ponca City. And we are going to exit stage left here on this Friday night.
Is that a wrap?
That is a wrap on a rainy, soggy Gelsma Stadium. The Guthrie Blue Jays move to 3-0 on the year as they take down the Ponca City Wildcats. Final score for the final time, 28-14. A big thank you to Daryl and all the crew back in our Stillwater studio on what's been a crazy broadcast engineering thing here tonight inside our studio. Thank you guys for keeping us going. And, of course, for Phil Nichols, Craig Fleck, and Brad Hinkle, keeping everything going as well. For Casey Porter, I'm Chris Evans. We'll talk to you next time. Have a great weekend, and as always, go Blue Jays.
You've been listening to Guthrie Blue Jay Football, home of the 4-time state champions on the Guthrie Radio Network. Guthrie Football 2018 is brought to you by Interbank, strengthening our communities through community banking. Golden Chick, the original and still the best. Terra Insure Group, insuring your world. John Vance Auto Group, where it's comfortable to buy a car. Guthrie North Church, love God, love people, follow Jesus. Mercy Hospital, Logan County, your life is our life's work. And Eskridge Chevrolet, a name you can trust for over 50 years. Guthrie Blue Jay Football is also brought to you by F&M Bank, Guthrie Tag Agency, A-Team Overhead Door, Nelson Monument Company, Hayes Funeral Home, Sonic at I-35 and Highway 33, Red River Roofing, and Merritt Roberts Farm Bureau, Oklahoma.